jam some Arena Cube, because Cube is one of the all-time sweet formats in many different varieties. And I played a little bit with the Arena Cube so far, and I've actually really liked it. I found that in Legacy and Vintage Cube sealed formats, which have been online before, at least Legacy Cube was, blue is just so much better than all the other colors, and green, that those tend to kind of overwhelm what everyone else is doing, and you sort of end up looking at your pool, what are the best blue and green cards, and what are the best cards I splash in other colors. But it does feel like the Arena Cube is quite a bit more balanced. I've been playing the colors and seeing colors played pretty evenly altogether. That said, I am blue and green here, but I think you could have built a bunch of different decks out of this pool. That's how I felt about all the pools so far. So let's just jump right in and see how this goes, and see if the stream can keep up. Trying to think if I have any other general observations about this format so far. Definitely the power discrepancy between the... Hey there, Max MTG, good to see ya. And looks great, by the way, we're totally going to keep this. Feels like the power discrepancy between the low and high drops is a little higher than it is in other formats. I think aggro is possible, but your aggro deck needs to be like play low stuff and then top out at some kind of big 2-for-1 thing. I think if you're trying to focus on everything being low curve, you're going to be in a lot of trouble as the game goes a bit longer. Hey there, FinTech, good to see you, and good to see you too, Idoanto. Wonderful to have everyone here on this fine afternoon. Got some natural daylight for the stream, got a Arena Cube. Oh, I've been waiting for this for so long. I can't believe it's finally here. Mind Stone, huh. Yeah, I could go for some ramp here. Take a Mind Stone. I'm not sure Eldritch Visionary is actually that good in the cube, frankly. We're not really doing much with anything synergistic with it. But it's probably fine. It makes the deck smaller. Ooh, opponent's got Field of the Dead. That's cute. I had a pretty good Field of the Dead pool at one point, and I'm like, should I be playing Field of the Dead? And I'm like, probably not. Feels like one zombie per turn is about all you can hope for generally, and that's like a little low powered maybe to be warping my mana base that much, but if you want to do 5-color anyway, it seems like a pretty sweet addition to a 5-color pool. And hi there, Achener. Good to see y'all. Alright, so I like this Wayward Swordtooth is actually just going to be like a creature right about now, so opponent could have a counter. Like, I got 8 permanents, so Biogenic Ooze turns on Wayward Swordtooth's ability to attack, and if it gets countered, I can still Witching Well. I'm pretty down for that. Let's just jam the Ooze, see if this gets to come down. And City's Blessing, you love to see it. Alright, that's great, that's great. So let's just, this is a really good start for us. Wayward Swordtooth coming through super hard. Ouch. Well, that wasn't fun, but I guess our opponent's Flame Sweep Field of the Dead deck kind of got us. That's alright, though. Just going to bottom these islands, and Immortal Sun is going to catch us right back up if the opponent can't kill it, and meanwhile this Wayward Swordtooth's putting him under some pretty good pressure. Especially with other lands coming to play tapped. Oh no, my dinosaur! Not that. Well, they better have another one at the ready for this Immortal Sun. They might. There's a lot of removal in this format, but we'll see. Yeah, FinTech, unfortunately the March season was not quite that good. Oh yeah, you're right, let me unsquish the screen. Thanks for the warning, Achenar. What's going on here? Transform, fit to screen. No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, something weird with the spacing here. What am I going to do with that? Alright, so we're just going to adjust the screen 1 second. Sorry for the inconvenience here. We'll be right with you. There we go. That should be pretty reasonable, hopefully. And we're back. Alright, oh, our Immortal Sun did not survive. Darn it! Bay of Wishes is not great generally, but I think in the 5-color decks it might be kind of reasonable. Alright, what am I doing? I would like to hold up this counter and just stand the Paradise Druid for now, and then if our opponent doesn't do anything significant, we can Witching Well them. Yeah, next MTG, I continue to think Rakdos isn't particularly rough unless it's Rakdos Kroxa. What's actually driven out Clover for me has just been Team Reclamation and Sultai. I think are both much more annoying to play against. Don't Coil Serpent, I'll counter that, sure. Of course, putting cards into our opponent's graveyard is probably a bonus for them in general, but glad we hit 3 spells at least. And now that I can at least cast Illyrios this turn, I'm pretty down just to crack the well. I don't think Illyrios is an especially good creature, but it's a playable thing. It kind of filled out my 2-color pool here. But it's like that I should be greedier. I'm like trying a bunch of different things in this format, but I think that you can usually afford to be pretty greedy with your colors. Fortunately, this Fae of Wishes is locking us down pretty hard, and our opponent's already taken on some of our top-end threats, so this might actually be a rough game. Might go back to the drawing board and play around with the pool a little bit more, see if we can splash a bit more power in. Glad it's looking better, folks. Thank you very much. Oh, what's nice is we have a lot of embedded card draw here. Ooh, Keeper of Fables. Let's see. Can't. So I can Keeper, punch through the Fae, and then get some attacks in? Seems great, actually. I love this Reflection as a non-human. Let's just hope our opponent can't break this up in any way, and then we'll actually be in good shape again. I do love this a format where cards like Keeper of Fables can just kind of stand equally with some of the crazier stuff that arena constructed formats have seen. Their opponent have God's Willing? No, they had something. I wonder what it was. Well, anyway. It's got 6 different kinds of lands over there, so I feel that Ed's going to start making zombies soon, but Keeper of Fables right now is kind of king of the board. Probably some kind of small ball removal spell. What's up, opponent? Yeah, Ashinar, I don't think Illyrios is especially good. Alright, Scorch the Paradise Druid. Are they going to block the Reflection, though? Or am I going to get to draw? Okay. Well, I like that. I like that. So we don't have a ton of other high drops in the deck. We do have a Commence the Endgame round somewhere, which would be a nice one. Ashiok Nightmare Muse is pretty strong, but doesn't super keep up with the board right now. Alright, Careless Celebrant's good. Now we've got ourselves a fight. Let's crack this Mind Stone to start out with, see if I can find something relevant. Heraldic Banner. Huh. I don't think I actually want this card in the deck. I think I took this out and then put it back in at some point. What am I doing here? I think I will banner on blue-green. Let's make it blue here. The Illyrios is going to wake up after this Reflection dies. And at this point, I'm going to basically ignore Ashiok and just go straight at the opponent here. I don't think we're going to be able to knock Ashiok down in any significant way. Alright. So Careless Celebrant can't actually kill any of my remaining stuff. Which is fine. I don't know why they targeted the Keeper there. We're going to keep these cards in hand just because we have to commence the end game, because Ashiok also has that minus, which can make us exile from hand. I want to keep the hand a little cleaner. It is pretty convenient that all lands make zombies now. The Dryad's fine. Toss's Intervention's great. Okay, what can we do with that? Let's see. How deep? What are the cards in my deck? I've already used Rabid Bite. I have an Exclusion Mage, which would let me get a pretty good hit in. Possibly. We've got exiled 2 lands, but an Immortal Sun that we don't want our opponent to be taking, so I do want to... Oh, I have a Questing Beast. What I really want to find is Questing Beast, so let's leave up enough mana that we can play Questing Beast after we do this. So we'll go just look at 3 cards, see if that fits what I want. So that's a big punishment for not playing the land last turn, actually. Okay, we got some good spells, though. None of these are castable now, but they're pretty decent. I think we actually have to let our opponent get the get their game on with our stuff if they want to. But Thrix hits Ashiok pretty hard. It's nice. Yeah, video's looking better so far. So far. Alright, so Keeper of Fables has been triple blocked. Pretty happy just getting rid of 2 creatures here. We lose Spark, Double, and... Oh wow, they just let Ashiok get hit. That's surprising. I'm in for that. So our library is quickly depleting, of course. Ashiok actually is pretty terrifying in a 40-card format. You see a lot of it because one thing that's big about the cube is that all the cards in it are just much more common than you would expect them to be. You just see a lot of certain cards over and over again. Oh, here come the zombies. Fun, fun, fun. Okay, so... Can I Thrix into commence the endgame? I can, because Thrix makes commence the endgame cheaper. That's nice. Makes blue great, so we can actually... Am I just going to hang back here? I think I hang back and try to surprise my opponent with the number of attackers I'm going to be able to present here. We'll play the forest, we need 10 mana here, and then we'll go Thrix into commence. See if we can maybe catch the opponent off guard and kill them with what's left in our library, but we probably can't. Ashiok came down at a bad time. We have one of the reasons I'm playing 2 colors is to get consistency in terms of just having double blue for counters very frequently. But we weren't able to leave something up at a moment when it was crucial. Ouch. Yep, Feel the Dead. Not incredible, but it's like done fine work for the opponent here. Alright, well, we're going to have to hope that whatever's left in our deck is reasonable. I guess there's still a questing beast in there, which would be the best thing to find. Treasure map. Not impressive. 7 cards in library. Opponent gets to attack me down to 3 cards in library with these nightmares here. The good news is Thrix hits really hard. I think my goal actually is just to go treasure map, do my very best to scry into questing beast, and then just kill my opponent with questing beast and Thrix damage here. So we're going to go ahead and smash with Thrix. It can get cast back out of my hand if the opponent decides to bounce it with Ashiok. So we got a chance of winning here. Just needs our opponent not to have a big creature here, or a way to like mill us out. And thanks for the follow, Chichley Sweet. Question for the folks on stream, can y'all hear the audio that plays when people are following? Okay, opponent's doing this attack. Are they going to exile my questing beast? Let's find out. No, my questing beast. I really needed that one. Okay, and my arrow. Not the most helpful. But we're going to, I guess, give it our best shot with whatever the last... Oh, the last cards in my library are 2 lands, and then a card I don't know what it is. Wow, that worked out really poorly, actually, huh? Alright, going to continue to field us here. Alright, so we have to go ahead and scry now, and then we have to scry again on our upkeep. And then figure out whatever this last card is. I'm not sure what it is. I think our Exclusion Mage has already been exiled. That would give us another turn. But let's see what it is. Yeah, so we just drew stuff a little out of order here. If we'd had that questing beast, we could have got him. And it's another island. Alright, last 3 cards in the deck are all islands. And so we get to put our opponent to 1, but then we're dead. Good games, opponent. Alright. Interesting. That is so strange. Well, not going to worry about it right now. You're missing some good audio clips when folks follow, but I'll leave that problem for a future Aaron. All right, let's play around with the deck a little bit. Actually, we kind of just lost to our opponent's Ashiok by itself, more or less, that game. A little disappointing. I definitely don't want Heraldic Banner in the deck. Let's switch things up so that stuff's a little more visible here. Do I shrink this a little bit? Okay, so I could be running Fae of Wishes. Fae of Wishes doesn't do a lot. It can get Flood of Tears, which is an interesting thing to get. It can get Saproling Migration. There's really just not a lot that's in our colors here. Ashiok Dream Render. Not that impressive. Let's run back this deck one more time, actually. Although I think I am going to bring in something that's not the Heraldic Banner here. We will make it... I kind of hate Ashiok. I don't like Ashiok very much at all. Vantress Gargoyle could be halfway reasonable. Yeah, maybe it is just Heraldic Banner. Let's see, Weatherlight, we've got Questing Beast, Immortal Sun, Thrix, Mindstone, Treasure Map, Witching Well, Uro, Illyrios as possible things it can fetch, which is not bad. It's like a pretty good number of things to be able to get. Let's just put the Weatherlight in. Let's have some fun with this. We can crew it pretty well with Uro and Wayward Swordtooth and Illyrios Reflections. Let's try that. Maybe it's actually just going to be terrible, but we're going to try it. Oh yeah, Ashiok is, Ashiok's excellent. I think it's a pretty good card even in this current format. It just happens not to have found a home, but in 40 card formats, Ashiok is a very powerful win condition. I think it's probably one of the, I obviously don't have a list that's actually anywhere near this comprehensive yet, but it might be in the top 10 cards in this cube. Some other all-stars are like Ethereal Absolution, Dream Trawler. Alright, well, I definitely wish I had that Heraldic Banner instead of Weatherlight now. I think I still am supposed to keep Treasure Map on the play here. Turn 2 Treasure Map's just really strong. Oh, hey, Demian Hale. Good game. Yeah, it was a pretty crazy one. I just had the tools, but they unfortunately got milled at just the wrong time. And Tommy Zozo, good to see you here. Oh, Idoanto, you asked about Clover before? And Doom Foretold. I don't know. Doom Foretold doesn't really feel like it's ever been a bad matchup. You just kind of outdraw them pretty brutally. Something to keep in mind is that like Brazen Borrowing a Doom Foretold is really good tempo if you can do it before you untap. It's a good reason to hold up Brazen Borrowers. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to be treasure mapping the next couple turns. Probably just going to Weatherlight into Ooze here. Helm of the Host is in this format. Ow. Wow, I am kind of interested in this. We're playing Dominaria draft right now. The card was great. Limited. So fun. I mean, it's not going to be fun for us necessarily. Pardon me. Alright, so opponent's going to start churning out Incubation Druids like no one's business, but hopefully Biogenic Ooze plus the Immortal Sun can do some work here. I'm trying to think, is this the first time I've ever crewed a vehicle on Magic Arena? This might actually be the first time I've ever had reason to crew a vehicle on Magic Arena. Probably in like Ixalan or something, there was a time when I had like the rare vehicle or something, but definitely not used to that quick pattern yet. Ooh. Well, that's pretty good. That one's going to kill me in... Oh, wow. Oh, wow, the combos. Except for that they don't want to fight this, probably, because then their Thorn Mammoth dies. I would guess they don't want to do this. Tommy Zozo, yes, it's impossible. You can't do it. It doesn't work. Alright, I'm going to Immortal Sunning. This Thorn Mammoth Helm of the Host combo is terrifying, and I can do nothing about it. Because I have, like, no removal or anything in this deck. We're just reliant on counter spells. I'm definitely gonna actually probably just drop out of the league and try building a new deck. After this one, yeah, I'll do that, and we'll have a chance to like look at a cube sealed pool happen. We're just getting our completely brutalized here by the opponent actually having synergy. I'll try doing some stuff with Immortal Sun here. This might work. I suspect that this Thorn Mammoth is going to kind of crush us, but we'll give it a shot. If we get Questing Beast, that could be kind of reasonable. Alright, so we've drawn 2 historic cards in a row, I think, and then missed on 2 straight Weatherlight hits, which is somewhat soured me on the Weatherlight. My opponent's going to start making Thorn Mammoths with haste. Actually, there's no way in heck I ever win this game. Let's just build a new pool. Start over on the stream here. And note to self, consistency is overrated, just play powerful stuff. Alright, Arena Cube. Alright, jump right back in. Okay, so I'd love to make things like a little... Literally trying to remember if there's a command I can use to see more cards at once than this, but this is fine. Alright, so white... The little white aggressive cards I feel like are pretty much a trap. Like, you're almost never going to end up wanting to play them. They're just, like, a little too slow and it's hard to put together a solid aggro pool. We do have History of Benalia, which is pretty much the best little white aggro card printed on Arena. That's a consideration, but probably not. On the blue side, I like Spectral Sailor. I think Spectral Sailor feels like a pretty strong option in a lot of these grindy games. Unsummon's also reasonable. You can get card advantage off this pretty well. Stuff that actually interests me, though. Thassa's Intervention's great. Nothing else in blue really stands out. Bond of Insight feels... I haven't seen this one yet. It's a little underpowered, maybe. A lot of good black aggressive cards, actually. And unlike the white aggressive cards, the black aggressive cards actually have a disruptive element to them, like Kitesail Freebooter, or do something late game like Priest of the Forgotten Gods. And I love Ruin Raider. Okay, I'm starting to feel like maybe we can do some black aggro stuff. Rankle's also great. Nightmare Shepherd's great for that. All right. And right, we got Dragon Master Outcast. Really interesting card, probably really powerful. Land Ramp is not necessarily the easiest thing to come by in the cube, but certainly a thing I'll think about. We got Fling. I don't think that's very good, but it's a good thing to recognize that it exists in case the opponent makes an attack that's otherwise inexplicable. Oh, we got Rekindling Phoenix, which I'm guessing is one of the best red cards in the cube here. Fight with Fire seems pretty good too. Kiln Fiend is interesting, but really hard to turn on with consistency. Kiln Fiend and Gutter Snipe together makes me think. Oh wow, we got both of the green Accelerator 1-drops. Landarel's Gilded Goose and Lovestruck Beast. All right, we're looking real green here. We might just be black-green rock. Oh, we got Casualties of War. Oh yeah, I love this. Hostage Taker is very powerful. Stormfist Crusader has impressed me a lot in the one cube where I played red-black. Questing Beast seems very good. What else? We got Karn. Karn's just excellent. For some reason, there are Witch's Oven and Cauldron Familiar in this cube. I did have somebody get Oven Cat on me, but it feels like the majority of the time when you see an Oven or a Cat, it's just going to be completely useless because you don't have the other half. And even just playing one of each in your deck is bad. I don't really think this conclusion makes any sense. Okay, we do have Helm of the Host as well. That's a funny idea. Let's try black-green and see how like a black-green kind of aggressively slanted deck is going to look like here. Helm of the Host is a possibility. I don't like Weatherlight that much. Definitely Casualties of War. Definitely going to jam Goose, Elves. Grow from the Ashes seems fine. Lovestruck Beast is interesting. It's really easy to kill stuff in this cube. I don't know that this is going to end up being powerful enough, but if it does eat a removal spell, like if they have to remove your token for real, then it's at least 1/1 the opponent. Questing Beast is great. Prey Upon, Savage Stomp, both are plausible. We'll try putting them in for now. Elvish Reclaimer doesn't seem that good. If we add Rankle, Shepherd, Bells and Lock, Thief. Priest is tricky, actually. We might not have enough synergy for Priest to be at all good. Yeah, no Saproling Migration. No sack synergies here. Jund, someone's saying. Yeah, maybe we actually do just Jund him. Let's try that. Let's see, if we add reasonable Jund cards, I don't count Jurtai Goblin as that, but if we have some Jund lands. Throw in Stormfist Crusader, Dreadhorde Butcher. I think Angrath is probably quite bad until proven otherwise. Maybe in a very aggressive deck. Love Rekindling Phoenix if we're doing Jund. Siege Gang. Barracks is probably just fine. Outcast. Light with Fire. Crater Maker, maybe? Crater Maker might be reasonable. A lot of the aggressive stuff we can leave on the sidelines for now. Ruin Raider. Freebooter. Ebon Legion Cast Down. Cast Down's very good removal in this format. Henry's cute, but does not seem very impactful in most pools. There's like a weird little artifact sub-synergy. They got like a lot of blue artifact synergy cards. I feel like some pools will allow for that to happen, but I think it's going to be rare that that actually works out. Ephemia. We have no enchantments. I think a 2/1 flyer does not really make the cut here. I'm a little worried about the mana. I think 3 colors is not free, even with a couple of tap lands. We've got the Goose to help with splashing. We've got the Grow from the Ashes. But 3 colors is not free. That said, playing 3 colors is probably better than trying to play like Knight of Malice. 3 colors with like Rekindling Phoenix and Casualties of War in the same deck. I agree. I think double red is going to be rough. I think that hitting red on turn 2 is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. I like Dragon Master Outcast. But if we cut the red, we get to play Bake into a Pie, Drill Bit, maybe Taskmaster. Eight red cards, we go to 36. We have to find 4 replacements for them. We could play Helm of the Host, which I guess we actually are already playing Helm of the Coast. Stand corrected. What if we just, if we're splashing, we have a breeding pool. Why don't we just splash blue and play Hostage Taker? Hostage Taker might be better than all of the red cards in our pool. It's like a very light splash. That would also give me access to nothing else all that special, I guess. Anything in blue that makes me really want to splash here? We've got yeah, nothing all that powerful. There is Spectral Sailor, but not the best splash card. We could also just cut the early game Jund cards and just play the late game stuff. 7 red sources. Yeah, I think, I mean, I feel like this pool just doesn't have very many lands, is like one of the problems. Like our dual land count is distinctly lower than a lot of the other pools I've had. I kind of want to just try splashing the Hostage Taker. And run it like that. Emperor's Transformation honestly might be pretty playable in this format. Like our deck does not care about 3/3s that much, and stopping like an Oketra or a... I was going to say Dream Trawler. Of course, this doesn't stop Dream Trawler. Maybe this actually isn't that good. I guess we could play Reclaimer if we wanted to splash, but I don't think... Just don't think that card's very good either. Yeah, let's go for Taskmaster. We'll go for Drill Bit. Acquisition's cute, but I think it's probably too slow. We add 4 lands and call it a day here. We'll add an island. Let's make sure our lands all match. Alright. So this mana base, so Dragon Master Outcast can't be here today. We could splash Dragon Master Outcast. We could just have like the Grow from the Ashes double splash, but I don't think I want to do that. Yeah, I'll just run some removal. Bake into a Pie is fine. It's nice that it works with Goose too. Hey, thanks for the follow, Vickley. Good to have you here. All right, let's try this. This might be a little too weak, but oh, it's got a Rekindling Phoenix in the art. We can't have that. Let's all right, Hostage Taker. We're kind of doing it all for you, so let's put Hostage Taker back. It's been a long time since I've cast Hostage Taker, and I am super ready to do this. Just so sweet, are you talking about a limited format? The like the Ravnica limited format? Did that happen? I don't remember what set Maniacal Rage was in. I don't know that I've ever played Boros aggro in any limited format ever. It's just not my style. All right, this hand looks pretty good. We've got a Kitesail Freebooter plus Drill Bit to stop whatever our opponent's doing early. A little bit of removal, and a Bells and Lock to ramp to. Yeah, I think I did not play a lot of Guilds of Ravnica Limited. Yeah. Disinformation campaign plus Arena Bots was a little too much for me. All right, let's go Stealing. Unlike in regular Limited, there's a pretty good chance that this actually hits something. Wow, all right. So opponent has a Vantress Gargoyle, which pretty decisively blocks Kitesail Freebooter, unfortunately. But we can just hardcast Drill Bit, so it's not really a huge loss. It's just funny how hard that destroys us. So we'll drill here. Bowman Speaker, I don't care about. I'm going to take this Murmuring Mystic. Probably Murmuring Mystic's not great either, but pretty happy just taking the thing that presents an actual threat. It now cannot block with Vantress Gargoyle anymore, just making an active note of that. Yeah, I think a lot of cube pools are stronger than the ones that y'all saw for me here. I think we kind of missed out on a lot of the bigger bombs, the best planeswalkers. But I'm glad that Crokies is playing the format. I'll have to go check that out later. I plan on watching a lot of replays of this because I just think this cube is so sweet. All right, opponent is blue-white with Karn's Bastion. Ooh, Rankle. Well, this was a good time for opponent to stop being able to block because they're just going to get rankled now. And shoot, this might actually just be a Rankle that doesn't do anything to anyone. Like, if I make my opponent draw cards, they're not going to be blocking the Adventurous Gargoyle anytime soon anyway, so I definitely want to stack, but am I doing anything else here? I could discard Savage Stomp, it's kind of useless right now. I guess with Rankle it gets a little better, because I can actually kill Adventurous Gargoyle with that, so let's just go for the draw here. It'd be nice, I'll let my opponent play with more of their cards here. Oh, did I Fintech? My bad. Alright, well, my opponent is playing Bond of Insight. Good to know that that's where that goes. Yeah, this is also going to be much looser play than Temur Clover, because all these cards are different than the ones in Standard. That is a warning here. Plus, we're just having fun today. Thank you, Ace of Swords, for the follow. Good to see you here. Alright, Stonecoil Serpent. That's a good reason to have kept Savage Stomp in hand. Now I'm ready to start discarding again, because we've got too many lands. Rankle is just so flexible, such a fun card to play with. Stonecoil has impressed me. I think this card is actually pretty dang good, even if it's just an, a vanilla, not vanilla, French vanilla creature. Wait, Savage Stomp is a fight? Alright, chat, today we learned that Savage Stomp is a fight and not a bite. I really thought that was just Rabid Bite. Okay, that's not a play I would make again if I had the choice, obviously. But let's hope Belzenlock can bring it home. Well, Vickley, thank you for your support. Sorry that I can't have made a better play of that game for you. Jeez, that was painful. Ain't no damn reason. Yep, I played Domer's Ambush like hundreds of times. Okay, so Helm of the Host on Belzenlock might just get us there. Let's hit with Freebooter first. I still think we're like reasonably far ahead. Our opponent's cards have not done very much this game. And Helm of the Host is one of those cards that once it comes down late, it just sort of tears games apart. Ooh, have not seen the Belzenlock animation before that I recall. Oh wow, this is a good Belzenlock. Well, that was nice. I like that. All right. Maybe we cut Savage Stomp. It's probably fine as a fight. If you know what it does, the card's probably fine. Johnny's Pridemate. Yeah, this is one has picked some low impact colors here. What's a great card out of curiosity? Nothing special. Okay. So yeah, time to just jam Questing Beast and start kicking their teeth in here. Adventurous Gargoyle can't block still. Got to cast down to handle any shenanigans. We can't block anything profitably or indeed at all. Side of the board here. Alright, well this is pretty much what I've hoped for so far. Our opponent's deck didn't put up too much of a fight, but also, like, I like the card quality. It feels like all of our cards are actually doing something in this game. So we'll probably stick with this list for at least the next match. I would definitely encourage all of you to play this format. I will admit the prize support is not the best, but I suspect you'll find the gameplay to be much more fun than a lot of Luna gameplay you've experienced. And people show support for the format. Wizards will keep bringing it back and keep enhancing it. I mean, I expect them to bring it back anyway because it's Cube, but I just want them to be incentivized to pay lots of attention to continue to update this, putting the new cards on it when we bring older sets on Arena, that sort of thing. Okay, so Gilded Goose was a fantastic first draw there. I could Taskmaster. I think I like Taskmaster a reasonable amount. It allows me to go like Savage Stomp into Drill Bit if our opponent taps their Paradise Druid. I could have just made another food token that turn, but I think I'll try to build a little bit more of a board presence here. Vivian Arcbow Ranger, okay. Large Paradise Druid. But Questing Beast is going to kill Vivian. Our opponent's not going to expect that. Great. All right, so Questing Beast, this is one of the reasons it's absurd. You see our opponent did something very powerful, which is they ramped into a turn 3 Vivian, but we just get to chomp that one right down. Even if we have to lose a food token, it's totally worth it. It's also been a while since I've attacked with a Questing Beast. I've been playing only a couple decks in Standard, and QB was in none of them, but I do miss that sensation. Definitely a very sweet card. Wow, opponent's just playing our deck over here. Splash Breeding Pool. Okay, so Druid is probably going to try trading with Questing Beast. I don't really care that much about putting a stop to that, I think. Like, it's a 4-3 hexproof. I'm not going to be able to get it out of the way anytime soon. The question is... It'd be nice if I could make a food token and threaten to cast Bells and Luck next turn off a land draw, as well as having Bake into a Pie be open. But if I just attack Questing Beast and a Paradise Druid, I end up with, like, no reasonable plays for the turn. I could just, like, sack Taskmaster to be able to get a cheap Drill Bit down and then make food. Or I could wait for them to have to tap this Druid for mana, but I prefer not to give them the option. Alright, well, I'll swing with Questing Beast and then drop the Drill Bit, I think. Sad not to be able to make food, but we'll get there in the end. Opponent just took it. Alright, well that makes things a little different than I was expecting them to be. This card's quite good in this format because you've got cards like Kiora's Best the Sea God that no one ever wants to see. Goodbye. Oh, nice try, opponent. Nice try. No Sea God besting today. This card is not as messed up here as it is in Theros, but it's still pretty messed up. Might be in the top 10 with cards like Dream Trawler and Ethereal Absolution and Ashiok. One's playing Lotus Field. That's a card where there is a... I think Kiora's in this cube somewhere, so there's like a little bit of synergy with it, but still feels really risky to have a third land that doesn't work if it's one land in a 2-land hand. Maybe they have Elvish Reclaimer in there too. Alright, we got Bells and Lock, which is nice. So I think we Well, I'll slam with Questing Beast first, just leave the opponent with less information. Eternal Taskmaster being able to get back Questing Beast is actually kind of nice. Not that we need it, but it does punch a little bit of its weight as a 2-drop. Questing Beast is a final card in Team Glover Bank deck, Idoanto. Maybe it's fine? I don't really know. It feels like it doesn't really line up that well into Rakdos or the ramp decks. It kind of just dies to ECD. Like, your deck can present aggressive starts, of course, and Questing Beast is great on top of an aggressive start. I mean, I guess my answer is the usual answer, which is I'm curious what happens if you try it. Go play a Questing Beast and report to me if it's good or not. I feel like it doesn't quite answer the most problematic matchups for you, but it's not bad against Reclamation, certainly. You could do worse than Questing Beast there. Wildly's kind of nice if you're the aggressive player, but having 3 loyalty is not the best. They just go in to kill Taskmaster because they don't want me getting Questing Beast back. I respect that. I kind of want to play Mindstone Helm of the Host, but Realistically, the opponent finding an answer to Bell's Lock that lives through Savage Stomp is not that likely, and it's probably better just to kill their Paradise Druid this turn. Yeah, let's just do that. Should Savage Stomp because it's the less flexible removal spell, probably. Alright. That time we won the fight. Hey, thanks for the follow, Soren Markov 54. Good to have you here. Yeah, Adovanto. So I mean, it sort of is. I guess it could line up pretty well into the Nissa curves. That's maybe its best attribute is being good at fighting Nissa. I could see it. All right, so that's been good so far. Turns out that cheap acceleration is very good. Turn 1 Llanowar Elves, almost certainly the scariest thing anybody can do on turn 1 in this format. Soren Markov. So it's not a draft exactly. It's just a sealed deck event like you would see at a pre-release. You just open a bunch of packs. The packs all have singleton cards in them. You'll never get more than one of a card. But all the cards in the packs are like really powerful. The weakest ones are cards that were still like pretty good combat tricks in the limited environment, and there's just like a huge number of like rare and mythic bombs from across the history of Arena. So you basically get a sealed deck that's full of really sweet cards, lots of lands to help you play multiple colors, lots of interesting synergies. I would highly recommend giving it a try. And this hand is not one I can keep. This is one I can keep. What am I throwing back here? I've got 3 4s, so I'm probably supposed to get rid of these 4s. Might just be Bake into a Pie. It's the card with the least raw power of anything I have here. Rankle is almost like a removal spell in this format early on. Bake into a Pie on Karn has cute synergy because it makes the Karn tokens bigger, but let's just cut that. Alright, opponent's got that turn 1 Llanowar Elves. This is going to be interesting. Could really use a Mind Stone here. Or a Gilded Goose or a Llanowar Elves of our own. That's acceptable. Lovestruck Beast actually pretty good here with Rankle specifically. Yeah, Sword Markov, one of the fun things, Zura and GG, if we just played, or if we didn't just play, you're saying good game because it was a good game. I agree, it was a pretty good game. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Audacious Thief over Lovestruck here. Just want to draw that fourth land. Opponent's on the 5-color Golos special, and it's working beautifully for them. If I hit a 4th land and can get Rankle and make them sack something, this might still work. There we go. Okay. And we have Questing Beast, Golos' worst enemy. So maybe we can get this done here. Alright, and I think I'm going to go for the Rankle take away all your resources plan here. I'm going to actually just discard. I could. Yeah, I'm going to just do the thing where I'm discarding... Do I discard Karn or Casualties here? On the one hand, Casualties is expensive, and I might just be trying to... If I'm trying to aggro out my opponent, I think I actually discard Karn here. If I hit lands, I might be able to play Casualties later. Okay. Wow, Growth Spiral. Opponent's got the full Field of the Dead special over here. Finale for 2. Okay. Yeah, Soren, Embercleave is in the cube. So are all the other Mythic Art. I guess probably not the Cauldron of Eternity. I think the Magic Mirror is in here, and the Great Henge and Circle of Loyalty definitely are. Embercleave might actually pass muster as being like a top 10 candidate, just because it's so much better than every other aggressive card. Alright, opponent has found a Gilded Goose. That is A-okay. Opponent can't really attack with Golos, because then I can attack freely with the Thief. Okay, so I can't. So I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, we're doing the good old-fashioned, like, post-Eldraine release black-green rock curve here. We're just kind of jamming Rankles and Questing Beast down Field of the Dead's throat. This brings back memories. Yeah, iPhone fan. It's been good so far. We're defeating Field of the Dead with Rankle and Questing Beast, just like old times. We draw land and Casualties of War, it really is just going to be just like old times. That's one of the nice things of that cube is, like, especially in a limited cube where you're kind of hitting a limited span of cards like this, you're like recreating old constructed environments in sort of a piecemeal fashion. Yeah, Sword Markup, I think the Ikoria are, I could see them putting it in the cube. It seems really bad in most circumstances because there's a lot of removal spells in this cube, but they do have Fling in here right now, and it's definitely a good combo with Fling. All right, that was a clean win. I like that. I like that. Yeah, Colossification. Can't wait to see what Saffron Olive does with that one. Ah, Zura and GG from the Elf. I see. I see. Well, we beat it. We took him down. Exciting. That is a powerful start for sure. All right, I keep this. It's got a lot of mana, but turn 3 Rankle is pretty hard to turn down. Helm of the Host is going to be a fun late game. On this card probably isn't that good, but we have it looked so fun when our opponent played against us last in the previous sealed that I'm kind of into just trying it here. Okay. Our opponent kills our Mind Stone. We can play Audacious Thief at least. Yeah, Vindarin, the problem with Classification is it just taps the creature, so even that doesn't really work out that well. Huh. So slightly interesting choice of whether to go for Rankle or Karn here. Karn just starts drawing cards immediately and doesn't draw our opponent cards, but the aggression from Rankle seems pretty good. Just going to go ahead and Rankle here. And we're just going to have everyone draw. Our opponent's got plenty of cards in hand. They're probably going to have a hard time unloading them fast enough. And Jolly Sunwing is not going to block Rankle. Ooh, Prey Upon. Let's see. So this turn I just want to jam Karn. The question is, do I want to Prey Upon the Sunwing as well? I don't really care about my creatures coming to play tapped. But it does attack Karn, which I don't love. Alright, yeah, I think this seems like a fine time to Prey Upon. We don't have any big creatures right now, so Prey Upon's not going to really get a lot better than this. Let's just start with Karn. Not let on that we have any land drop in case our opponent, it affects our opponent's decisions. Thanks for the follow, the Viper94. Good to have you here. Okay. So just being efficient here. Snapped off the Sunwing, and should I keep letting my opponent draw cards here? Not used to playing with Rankle, and in like a limited format where you have no idea what your opponent's playing, it's actually kind of hard to use decisively. Opponent's down on life here. I like the idea of drawing a lot of... I'm gonna keep having us draw. Partly just because games are more fun when both players have lots of cards. That's the Teamer Clover way. And partly because we have a really expensive card in Helm the Host that is kind of take over the game if our opponent can't answer it. I'm hoping we can keep doing a thing where we present one very good threat per turn, our opponent can only present one answer per turn, and we're just staying ahead of them here. Dauntless Bodyguard does not seem very playable in this cube. Nightmare Shepherd is pretty good, though. Okay. So opponent seems like they might be holding up a counter. I could just start down-ticking Karn and making larger and larger creatures. But... Hey, Viper. Doing all right today. Doing all right. Arena Cube is exactly as fun as I was imagining it being, which is pretty fun. Let's just start with a Rankle attack. The opponent... Okay, the opponent had Merfolk Trickster. There we go. Now we can play out the rest of our turn in peace. Rankle down. So I love the idea of just getting Nightmare Shepherd to Eternal Taskmaster down this turn. And still think I want a Karn Plus here. good, peeling through all of the cards we don't need. Drunken Veek, so you're saying two opposite things. I appreciate the insight, but continuing to draw versus stripping resource are kind of the opposite. So I'm trying to figure out which abilities you're recommending in this spot. Sludge Mage is pretty good tempo against our expensive stuff. Oh wow, I'm actually gonna get to hit Karn pretty hard here, but no, they're not because we have. I feel like you're supposed to hit Karn there a little bit at least, but whatever. Let's what do we have in the art here? Nothing in particular. This could be a Thief Shepherd turn. See if we can attack him with Rankle. See where that gets us. And now what? I feel like I'm ready to have people start discarding here. I probably has some excess lands, but that's fine. I do too. We're drawing an extra card with Karn every turn. Vinduran, I do not have the limited deck up, unfortunately. We just kind of built and jumped right in without putting in Scryfall or anything. But for all the people who've come in and viewed recently, oh wow, we've actually grown our viewer count a lot, so I will actually skim through the deck list real quick to show people before we jump into the next match. And let's actually just get aggro with Karn, I think. I'm going to try Shepherd first, see if that gets to come down safely. No, Disdainful Stroke. Nice work, opponent. Nice work. Okay. Audacious Thief is going to get us a little bit of card advantage here at this rate. So this thing I'm trying to... Actually, I'm going to plus Karn one more time. I think the thing I'm conscious of is my opponent playing something that's really difficult to deal with, like a Dream Trawler or something. And I like the idea of seeing a little bit more of my deck to have a little bit more of a selection of answers. Sword Markov. I mean, it's not my cube, it's Wizards', but Drunken Vika. That is all right. The momentary confusion is worth getting the chance at insight here. Soren, it's this cube is something like 550 cards, I think, somewhere around there. All right, what do I have in here? Still have nothing that impressive over in Exile. All right, let's go ahead and... The nice thing is I have a 1/1 in Exile, so I'm not as concerned about losing a token here. Let's start with Lovestruck Beast. Give me something to sack 2 Rankle, which is nice. And I think we just go with everybody here. We get to draw a card, we get to use Taskmaster to get back Nightmare Shepherd. Now that I have Rankle hitting the opponent reliably, I'm actually kind of happy to be doing the grind thing. Ooh, Ruin Raider's good too. I like that. If I pay this, I can still play Shepherd, so we'll get it back here. Ouch! Alright, opponent's Thrix the Sudden Storm kind of gets me here. Goodbye, Rankle, you will be missed. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay. That's not bad, that's not bad. We've got ourselves a game. Okay, stuff dies all over the place. 18 cards in library, so we're fine on that front. Nightmare Shepherd can't get through Thrix. I think I just jam Raider. And then I might want to actually... Could minus Karn and play Llanowar Elves or Gilded Goose this turn? Which lets me Helm of the Host next turn? I can Helm of the Host next turn anyway. Let's just plus Karn. Alright, Questing Beast is the first really good thing we've hit, so that's a massive threat that our opponent has to take into account. As a thing can come out of exile here. Blades Queen, yeah, I mean... You treat it like a joke. It's kind of what's going on right now. Alright, opponent has Kiora Best the Sea God. Alright, that's interesting, that's interesting. Doesn't just kill us, but it's not fun to deal with, certainly. So what does this do? Tap all non-land permanents. So we need to be able to kill all their stuff or block enough of their stuff to not die next turn. Bake into a pie fortunately kills stuff and gains life, which is super nice. Sword Markov, I don't know. I find that people differ in opinion on this. I've seen people kind of use a mix of stuff. I may go back and forth to see if people like stuff, or maybe I'll run a poll sometime. But I've tried both. I found that Stream Decker usually works a little better for me. We'll see, though. All right. So Karn can pull out nothing that special. This turn I am going to bake Thrix into a pie. I could play Kitesail Freebooter and still crack my food? Bake Thrix. Yeah, let's bake Thrix, drop Freebooter. Take something out of the opponent's hand, hopefully Elspeth Conqueror's Death. That's a really good one to get rid of. Lyra Dawnbringer is maybe a problem, but it's a problem to think about later. I could make a Karn token. The opponent could kill Karn with the Octopus, but I don't actually mind if they do that. That seems kind of okay. Maybe not, maybe not. Let's, I don't have many reasonable answers to Lyra here, unfortunately. Let's do this. We're going to -1 here. I'm going to grab this this Gilded Goose, actually, just because it blocks Lyra once. I feel like that's going to be a valuable thing to have in store as an option. Jam the Goose, we can crack the food. We do need to crack the food now, notably, because our Mindstone is going to get tapped by the Kiora Best the Sea God. So go for this, go to 12. We can get hit down to 2, but not die. Ruin Raider is, unfortunately, kind of a risky proposition here, so we might not be attacking much for a little while. Nope, that's why we eat food. Believe me, I'm pretty aware of this one over here. Unfortunately, the part where we don't untap anything is tough. The good news is Karn makes a token Nightmare Shepherd can block, and then I have Lovestruck Beast, so we do get to hold on. We also have Cast Down. Alright. So we have access to, right now, 9 mana. This card's going to take one of my permanents, huh? This card's really good. Why did they print this into Limited? Why did they do it? Okay. So we've got to go with, I had like a... I guess I could cast down one of my own creatures to make a copy of that creature. Like, it honestly might not be the worst idea to hold up cast down to cast down one of my own things here. So we'll go Shepherd, we'll go Beast, hold up a cast down for when the Kiora goes off, and maybe the problem is the Kiora Best the Sea God is going to take my Nightmare Shepherd, and then I'm going to die to Lyra. But then I can cast down my own Goose, and then I don't die to Lyra specifically. So we're technically alive. I wouldn't say that we're very alive, but we're technically alive. So we're gonna fight out the technical battle here. So our opponent ripping a Kiora Best the Sea God off the top was unfortunate, but if they don't have something busted to play this turn, we're still living. Okay, I get to double block the Kraken. If they have a trick, I'm in trouble, but I was already in trouble against... I mean, against removal I was dead because they could just remove Goose, so it's hard to think of what this could be. Alright, got rid of the giant hexproof 8/8. That's good. That was pretty good. Now we have Helm of the Host going, so, So I can play this, and I can equip it, which doesn't leave enough mana to crack a food, and I do need to be able to crack some foods here. I can get a land back with Karn, which does give me food cracking mana. Alright, Desperate Stabilizing has been called. Gonna need this land. Thanks, Vinderin, I appreciate it. That's the thing about Cube. Cube really stretches your brain the way that Magic formats, many other Magic formats don't do the same thing here. We're going to equip Freebooter, leaving up just enough mana to crack a food here. We're going to get a copy of Freebooter, which sees the land in our opponent's hand, and then we're going to need to crack a food so we survive a hit from Nightmare Shepherd, because we're going to have to block this Lyra. We're not attacking with anything right now because we have a Ruin Raider on the board, and there's a very good chance it will kill us if we attack. We need to hope our opponent doesn't hit removal. Ooh, that one's pretty good. But it doesn't kill us. It does not immediately kill us when we have a Helm of the Host. There is hope. Opponent's gaining an awful lot of life, though. Awful lot of life here. Having no access to like enchantment removal kind of stinky here. Oh, we have Casualties of War. All right, so that's the plan. We're gonna draw Casualties of War. That is the current plan. Before we die to Patient Rebuilding, which is gonna happen really fast, unfortunately. So we can get Questing Beast back. We can put Helm of the Host on Questing Beast, but that we actually need to keep it on this flyer, or we're gonna die. Is the problem. I think I needed to start digging for Casualties of War with Karn. That feels like the thing that maybe gives me the best chance. Alright. Well, we'll go ahead and crack this Mind Stone, see if it helps. Oh, Hostage Taker would also be great. Would love a Hostage Taker. There's Casualties of War. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and shoot... Yikes, what am I shooting? Oh, wait, so I can kill... So I'm killing Patient Rebuilding. Nightmare Shepherd is an enchantment and a creature, but I have an enchantment and a creature to kill. The question is, am I supposed to be, Am I supposed to be shooting the Lyra or the Shepherd? I guess the Lyra turns into a 1/1 and can't really attack through Freebooter anyway, so I'm going to do that here. Alright, so we get to do everything but Planeswalker here, which is nice, because this is an artifact. This creature, this enchantment, and this land, please. Alright, this is kind of working. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. We got 8 cards left in library, but we do have a Questing Beast and a Helm of the Host, so killing the opponent here is not going to be a huge problem. We still die to removal on our flyer, because we have not built up any kind of flying force to do anything. Oh no, we don't die to that because we have the food here. So we still can't attack because of this Ruin Raider. We really want this Ruin Raider to die somehow. Alright, here comes the opponent's Nightmare Shepherd to chip us a little bit. That's fine. Knight of the Ebon Legion can deal a lot of damage, but this Ruin Raider, just having this on board might kill me. Which is very... No, alright, so I'm going to crack the food here because it lets me actually attack, which is good. Drill Bit. So... what I got in the sideboard here. I can get Questing Beast now and start attaching Helm of the Host to Questing Beast. But 4 life, so I'm not just dead to getting hit by Lyra. I can... I still think I need to be doing Freebooter here. I feel like that is still what I have to be doing. I could start just making more and more tokens with Karn. Yeah. Dying to removal against Nightmare Shepherd still a little too scary for my tastes. Alright, so now we get to hit with Knight. Gonna attack with Ruin Raider because it's pretty convenient if it dies, actually. And this other stuff here. Iter Santana, thanks for asking. Helm of the Host, and Evolver is the card. Let me see if this actually works. Not sure we have this installed here. Ah well, that's how you spell it, so you can look it up. MTIQ, I just played kind of Dumpster Sultai and went... Oh, whoops. Sorry, I was talking and got distracted. Obviously, we should have pumped Knight of the Ebon Legion quite a lot there. Oh, no. Oh, no, our opponent gets to make a Merfolk Trickster token. Oh, I've been a fool, chat. I've been a fool. I've been a fool, and I'm going to die like a dog. Let's see. Well, then. That's extremely bad news. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about the Merfolk Trickster token. This is not an interaction that anyone's ever seen before, right? Nightmare Shepherd, Merfolk Trickster. Also, we're drawing all lands, and at this point I think I do need to... Yeah, So we might as well move Helm now, because we are going to have to block with this here. I guess I move to Knight of the Ebon Legion. We're probably dead now, though. Opponent getting back Elspeth Conqueror's Death and getting rid of our only flyer is terrible news. I don't even remember what Lucca does, Soren. A Planeswalker of any kind would have come in handy. We kind of flooded, it feels like. Kind of flood a little bit. We had like a Hostage Taker as one of our last 5 cards here, which is disappointing. We could still win with Hostage Taker, is the funny thing, because Helm of the Host is just, I mean, our opponent's going to take out Helm of the Host with Elspeth Conqueror's Death. They can get back Thrix or Exclusion Mage with this Elspeth Conqueror's Death at some point. I expect they go after Helm here. My Gilded Goose is just regular exile. I can't get it back. It doesn't have a silver counter. If opponent goes after Karn, that seems like a mistake. Okay, so we do have outs. We could draw Hostage Taker. We got 1 in 5 chance of that. We might have other cards that do something. If so, I don't know what they are. Grow from the Ashes doesn't do anything though, and now we are dead because we. Oh wait, we have this freebooter token. Still alive somehow. Okay, so we're gonna start. We're not gonna play Grow from the Ashes. I do not want my deck to be getting smaller today. We are just gonna start attacking our opponent with all the stuff we can muster here. I guess it's these 3. Okay, I can pump the Knight a lot here. I can play Drill Bit. After doing this a bunch of times. We might actually win the game. If our opponent doesn't top deck something next turn, I think we're actually in a pretty solid position. But if they can remove Freebooter, we do still die. I probably could have pumped one more time there. Wasn't really counting lands that carefully. Time Wipe. All right, nope. Time Wipe's not actually that good for them here, but it's still a thing I can discard, so I'm going to discard it. And now if our opponent doesn't hit a removal spell, or something else that somehow gets damage to us, they are dead. Dream Trawler. That's terrifying, but it doesn't kill me. In fact, with this Nightmare Shepherd attack, they just have to chump block with Dream Trawler now, which is fine by me. We could still draw Hostage Taker to win the game. Demon Lord Belzenlock. Okay, that technically draws Hostage Taker. This card draws Hostage Taker because that's a card that's in my deck. I don't know if this mills us out or not. I guess there's only one way to find out, though. Organic Chicken, I can put Helm on tokens. That's fine. But I think I think the offensive thing was the... Oh, geez. Okay, so I do win, though, right? That was all my cards, but I do win the game. I think. Opponent's at 7. I'm just going to count it up. I'm not going to look at chat for a second. All right, so Savage Stomp is a fight. That's important. So we can't fight the Dream Trawler because we're going to gain life off it, but if we Hostage Taker... Oh, no, I don't think this quite works. No, if I Stomp the Trawler, it dies. Opponent goes to... I have 1 timeout. I'm going to use it here. Opponent goes to 10. I Hostage Take Dream Trawler. It has to tap. Opponent stays at 7, and then I kill them with my... Okay, this works. This works. Exaxes. We have Exaxes mana here. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, golly gosh. That's cube, baby. That's how it goes. Whew. I guess I could yeah. I think I probably had another lethal line there, but I'm glad I saw one of the lethal lines, at least. That was bananas. Wow. Whew. Good game, Ed Pastry. Good game. I'm so glad I got that on video. That was sick. That was sick. All right. I love that. I am not changing a card in this deck, but we are going to show it all to you. I mean, you did see all of it that game. I missed a lot of follows while this was going on. Jeez. Sorry. My focus was pretty locked in, folks, but thank you. Team Busy, Sprode, Shiabble. Spirit Lord 666. Thank you all for the follows. And just a quick look at the deck here. We got the classic pair of Gilded Goose Llanowar Elves. Got a little bit of cheap removal. We got some kind of random things that fill card slots, like Eternal Taskmaster. We got Ruin Raider, a card that was always a personal favorite of mine when it was legal. Bacon to a Pie, which saved our bacon that game. That 3 life mattered so much. And then a nice top end. You all saw Helm of the Host there. Helm of the Host was very, very strong in that game. It's expensive, but just extraordinarily powerful. All right. Whew. Yes, Eater Santana. Black Green is where it's at. Hey dude, what's up? I'm Aaron Gertler. I should actually probably have an exclamation point Aaron so people know who I am, but I won DreamHack back in February. I'm the guy who did the Teamer Clover thing. I'm the reason that people played Teamer Clover a lot for a while. I sort of was the first person to play Mass Manipulation to #1 on the arena ladder. Those are some things about me. This hand is... It's one of those hands that's a little tempting because, like, I can play pretty much any card in my deck if I draw it. like, anything except for, like, more forests and swamps is, like, a pretty good draw for us here. It is slow. It is slow. Alright. Keeping. Probably going to regret the keep. We're just going to keep it, though. Whatever. Whatever. Hostage Taker is, in fact, the only blue card. We were, like, a card short. And we needed something, and Hostage Taker is a really, really good card. Alright, Audacious Thief is actually a really nice one. I like that as a nice 3-drop with Savage Stomp also. Maybe just going to let us draw some cards with it. We're getting Brazen Borrowed. Blink of an Eye. Blue-white shouldn't be able to straight up kill this. Brazen Borrower. Sure. That's fine. That may be the first time in Arena history that Brazen Borrower has ever targeted Audacious Thief. That's probably not true. People play a lot of random cards in a lot of random places, but still not something you see every day. Thanks for the follows, George Mortis and Kalen77. Good to have you here. When it's not on double blue for Borrower yet, Resplendent Angel's pretty strong. But it takes a little while before it gets to do some really broken stuff. Alright, so... some question of whether it's right to just Savage Stomp Delirios and attack with Audacious Thief. I suspect that Audacious Thief is going to have a lot of trouble getting through in this game. So I kind of don't mind just using it to draw a card here. This might be a little bit bad, but I just don't think Audacious Thief is going to do a lot this game. So you die, then we're going to get killed by the Reflection, but that's fine. I'll get a card off the Thief. Bacon Pie is good. Bacon Pie is a nice way to shut down Resplendent Angel, in case it gets too crazy. Hey dude, what's up? Thanks for the follow. And Nazgul20. Thank you both. Oh, Heliod's in. Heliod's cool with Resplendent Angel. But not that cool. Okay, the lifelink is... Alright, so that's almost scary. Fortunately, Bacon to a Pie is going to stop our opponent from going too crazy with this particular synergy. Huh. I guess I'm supposed to Bells and Lock here instead of Baking into a Pie. Yeah, if the opponent has like Elspeth Conquers Death, I'll be a little sad, but whatever. We'll at least draw some cards. At least one card. It's Mind Stone! Yay! So opponent shouldn't be able to Bells and Lock to kill Bells and Lock and gain 5 life this turn, which is like the dangerous number. They can lifelink this to gain 4 life, but we should be able to kill it before it starts making angels. Vindarin, I don't know that any particular thing has been common in the meta per se. Oh wow. Well, I didn't see that one coming. I guess that one's getting baked into pie instead. We are a little bit annoyingly short on black mana at this point. Goodbye, Harmonious Archon. Yeah, I think red is I would assume the least played color by a fair margin. It's because a lot of its cards are kind of aggressive in a way that doesn't fit the best cube decks very well, but it's felt like a pretty even balance, honestly. Yes, FinTech, I'm not the only person who's noticed. I mean, well, no, the last time we played Bells and Lock, we won the game with Hostage Taker. Immediately. That's what happened last time. We're probably going to die in this game, by the way. Yeah, this is none. Like, if we get to... Oh, wow, Heliod's alive again. Right, forgot about that. Alright, everything is very bad today. We're not literally dead. Oh, yes, we are literally dead. Okay, that's actually just lethal. Alright, opponent did a good job turning on Heliod. That was cool. See what our opponent did? That was really cool. I was not expecting the Heliod to ever be able to turn on because I thought we were just going to bake into Pie the Resplendent Angel, and instead we played Bells and Lock and we got punished, just deeply punished. Thanks for the follow, Klymos. Yeah, just for dumb, I was impressed. I mean, I don't know what the person's gender was, but their deck did a nice synergy there. Resplendent Angel Heliod is not a thing that has ever been in Standard, but it is really good. Ooh, Marsh Flats. I'm always impressed when I play against somebody who just decided for their username they're just going to take a classic Magic card. It's like, it's very tasteful. Organic Chicken? Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely am. Love this format so much, plus we're going to have enough gems. Alright, so we've got our beautiful Knight of the Ebon Legion Helm of the Host combo set up for 8 turns from now. Okay, our knight surviving is great news. Means we get to do some drill bidding here. Thanks for the follow, Great Henge. Oh, wow, look at that. A classy name. A classy named after a magic card thing. Interesting, okay. So, what do we have here? Opponent's got Tectonic Giant, which could pick up an Embercleave. Chandra's the only thing they can play next turn. They don't have double blue for Thassa's Intervention right now. Interesting. I'm interested in taking Giant or Chandra. I don't think I care that much about Chandra, honestly. Like, she does let them get cheap Embercleave down, but I have Questing Beast, so she's not going to be a problem for very long. I'm just going to take the like, good-sized creature that is very scary with Embercleave. I could also just take Embercleave itself. Maybe I'm being silly. I should actually just take Embercleave, actually. Since Tectonic Giant can't block Questing Beast anyway. Alright, we're taking Embercleave. That actually wasn't as hard as I made it out to be. Hi there, K-World for Life. Darn, I really need to get the card engine up and running here, too. Marsh Flats is the black-white fetch land, for anybody who wants to look it up. Yep, discard is very good in this cube, because you never know what kinds of terrifying things your opponents are holding onto. That's the first time I've ever seen Embercleave in this cube after, like, I don't know, 20 or so games. Ooh, the +1 on Chandra, so it lives through Night of the Ebon Legion. Very classy. Very classy. So I'm just gonna... Oh, wait, we don't have double green for Questing Beast? That's a little awkward given all my plans to play Questing Beast. Alright, well, we're just gonna hit... I hit the opponent or I hit Chandra? Night of the Ebon Legion isn't gonna grow if I don't hit the opponent. Hitting Chandra's... Alright, we'll just hit Chandra here. So, forests are great here, breeding pool's great. Removal's pretty good, something like Rankle will be pretty good. Ace of Swords. At some point I may actually set up a schedule. It used to be that streaming was like a hard thing for me to set up regularly, but I've got a much better setup now, so it's easy. It takes me less time to assemble things, so that is something I'm working on, is putting together a schedule. Forest, forest, forest. Need that forest real bad here. Real bad here. Hostage Taker. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Okay, well. Step 1 is we go in with Chandra. Opponent can't really block safely here. They're going to lose Fibblethip. And step 2 is, I guess we play Helm of the Host. We might die in this one too, unfortunately. The what looked like a pretty reasonable keep has not turned out super great so far. Yeah, so Blackbean, that would have been true if we could hit with Knight of the Ebon Legion, but I had to take advantage of the opponent attack with Fibblethip that turn, knowing that they were going to be able to leave it back to block. Alright, opponent has hit Wavebreak, Hippocamp, and Sulphur Falls. Okay. Wavebreak, Hippocamp is, like, mildly concerning, but the nice thing about it is it actually dies to Savage Stomp, so it's not really that concerning. So I'm hoping my opponent's play is just Hippocamp, they have nothing else to do, they can't Thassa's Intervention yet, and I get to Stomp, kill the Chandra. Ooh, okay, I can play Hostage Taker also. Oh, I can play Questing Beast. Alright, so... Tectonic Giant activates on a spell, so I could just steal it with Hostage Taker. Then I can't kill Chandra. Chandra can't flash anything back yet. All these interesting turns where I just don't have an algorithm for what I'm supposed to be doing, unlike in, you know, most of Magic where you kind of get used to the patterns. So Savage Stomp is not cheap enough to be used with Death Touch here, so I can't like kill the giant, unfortunately. Alright, let's go ahead and just Questing Beast. I think Hostage Taker is a card I'd rather play when I have the ability to ah shoot, they have something? What do they have? Hostage Taker is a card that seems a little better when I can actually use it. The nice thing about Questing Beast being in play here is that Helm of the Host is really, really scary with it. I like that part. If they bounce Questing Beast, I'm in a lot of trouble. That's the problem. Kill spell, basically I need my opponent not to be able to kill Questing Beast or bounce it. If I can get Helm of the Host plus QB going, we'll be in pretty good shape. Yeah, Vitter, in general, you're definitely right about that. K-World for life, I wouldn't say invented. I would say I'm the person who played it enough and to a high enough ladder ranking that people noticed it, and the person who won the first like big tournament someone won with it. And thanks for the follow, Virgil Cook. Sorry for missing you for a couple minutes there. It was a pretty tough decision I had to make that turn. Opponent is having a case of the thinks over there. I like how we break Hippocamp. I kind of like... It feels like the counter spells are a little bit weaker than the threats in this format, but Hippocamp is actually a nice way to kind of get rewarded for playing a bit more of a flash game. Good inclusion. Maybe. Probably not great, but it's like an interesting inclusion. Opponent has maybe waited so long that I'm starting to get the hiccups. The streamer things. Alright, K-World, you have a few seconds to tell me how sarcastic you're being before I knock you off the channel here. I'm going to assume that was sarcasm, but that is a warning that we don't tolerate language like this on the channel. If it's serious. But I'm going to assume you're kidding there. Just a little bit more brutal kidding than we maybe would have wanted to go for. Alright then. I didn't even put Uro in the deck. Yikes. I think opponent just ran out of time and like aired out a little bit there. Yeah, Blackbean, I would ask them not to do that if I had any power to ask them not to do that. It's just not correct when people do it. And it's happened, it's over, we don't need to talk about it anymore, really. Alright, so that was quite an exchange there. But let's see, so I could hostage taker the Tectonic Giant. I could also kite sail Freeboot or steal their Thassa's intervention. No, I don't want them attacking the Tectonic Giant again. I'm at 9. Let's not even do that. Taking that one off your hands. Alright, let's all stop talking about the person who was a little rude in chat. Totally fine. See me, I wouldn't advise it. Wouldn't advise it. I think I like what Jeff Hoagland says, which is if somebody wants to be that aggressive on a stream, there's probably other stuff going in their life, and there's no need to dwell on it too much. Alright, Chandra Awakened Inferno is pretty good. Pretty good. I think we're going to die this time. I think our opponent, having a bunch of really efficient burn spells, is going to spell doom for us here, unfortunately. Maybe if I can get Bells and Lockdown, we can figure something out here. Helm of the Host is quite a magic card, but it was definitely too slow and clumsy for an opponent who's actually playing reasonable spells every turn. Reasonable spells are broken. Blackbean, I don't have any kind of guide like that. You're always welcome to message me a hand on Reddit or Twitter or something like that if you want me to look at it and tell you what I would do with it. Sheesh. Alright, so can't play Bells and Lock. I can Love Struck Beast, but Chandra gets to plus freely here. Don't think we have a winning line. Can't even top deck casualties. We're on 5 men. Alright, well done, opponent. Well done. We're running into the bracket of people whose decks are actually pretty well put together. I don't know what the Swamp is doing, but the like blue-red burn archetype, being able to efficiently take your creatures was pretty nice. Yep, alright. Thanks for reporting, but let's just stop talking about it right now. Blind Guardian, that's alright. Yeah, so we're definitely new to having a big chat still. We don't really have moderation stuff set up super cleanly yet, but at some point we'll get it there. Given 250 people, it's probably a good idea to start thinking about that more. Meanwhile, kind of like the way this hand is shaping up. We got Freebooter next turn. We can grow from the ashes, give up a swamp, just play out of the Ebon Legion right away. It's like a Beanstalk Giant without the Beanstalk Giant part. All right, opponents on Mardu stuff. What was this first land? It was a Baron Moor. All right, so they don't actually have red mana at the moment. Do I care enough to take Angrat's Rampage, or am I just grabbing Theater of Horrors because it's card advantage? Let's just take the Theater of Horrors. Next turn, I'm going to have another creature in play, so even Angrat's Rampage isn't going to get rid of Freebooter. Could take Rampage because the easier early game play for them. Interesting. Just grab Theater. Huh. Atchner, I don't know what you're talking about. I actually just don't know what you're talking about, but if there are Twitch staff watching, hi Twitch staff, thanks for working at Twitch. It's great company. I enjoy streaming with y'all. Ah, I see. Oh, Edison Tana, you actually did take care of it. All right, I legit didn't even realize. Not paying nearly enough close enough attention to chat, but thank you. All right, Tibble. So this island is kind of messing us up a little bit because we can't play Questing Beast, which is a sad time. But we do just get to murder Tibble here if the opponent decides to. Actually, let's do it like this. This way we don't have to pay mana if they don't block. All right, so doing this, we pump Knight. It lives. We're actually going to wait to pump Knight until they actually target it. We're going to make them choose where they want to spend damage on us or the Knight. All right, so now we'll just pump Knight. This is fine. Huh. Not even 100% sure I want to make this token yet, honestly, because if it gets pinged by an opposing devil, then we're just going to be flat out of 1/1s for Love Star Beast. I'm actually just going to pass. Blind Guardian, no updates yet. No updates yet. You should follow me on Twitter, I guess, if you want to see it. That's the most reliable place where you're actually going to see it when it does go up. That's the goal, Baja Pigeon. It's not as good here. It's one of the less impressive cards in the deck so far, but Mineral, Hanged Executioner's fine, sure. Oh, good. All right, now we're going to just go to Questing Town and go on a quest. Start pumping up this Knight of the Ebon Legion. Whoop. No. Okay. There we go. Yeah, Blackbean, I mean, having a lot more dual lands helps. Just having better cards helps, honestly. Like, all your cards just can reliably do things. Except for Helm of the Host, but we love Helm of the Host. Yeah, Blind Guardian, unfortunately, I wasn't able to answer your question then. Nothing is completely concrete yet, but I am working on it. Bisottle, thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. All right, so this turn I get to cast down End Ruin Raider. Love it. Drawing all the cheap cards, and it feels great. I don't know, what was that blue spiral? There was just a blue spiral on the screen for some reason for a second there, and I have no idea what it was. Yeah, thanks for asking, Blind Guardian. It is actually good that people, I like it when people keep on me slightly about that, because I should do it. Ace of Swords, thank you. And oh, some follows that I missed as this game has been going on, and I've been having a little bit more excitement in the chat. Thank you for the follows. M. Saint, Lunatic Chemister, Queen, and Wind Up Airship. Good to have y'all here. All right, pretty much just keep jamming. Ooh, Eater Santana, that's a great gift. Banzite, thanks for the follow. All right, so Hanged Executioner is actually going to exile something, I guess, which is whatever. It couldn't last forever, Questing Beast. It was good while it did last, though. It was good while it did last. Goodbye! Alright, the nice thing is we attacked, which means we're still drawing cards off Ruin Raider, because Ruin Raider is great. Love this card so much. I played this card in, like, competitive 1v1 Commander. I could have played any card in Magic, and this was one of the, like, 65 non-lands that I picked or something. Such a nice card. Okay, so I guess I can just drop Prey Upon, which gives me the freedom to actually play the token out afterwards. Or I can just play the token as insurance against Angrath's Rampage. Let's just do that. I'm just going to go ahead and token, have insurance against Angrath's Rampage, and I'm just going to hold up Bacon to a Pie and Prey Upon at this point. Like, if the opponent's not playing a pretty good creature next turn, they're very likely to be in a lot of trouble. Alright, that's what so the blue spiral is the raid ability on the Raider. This used to have, like, a pirate flag. I like the old animation a lot. ECD! Alright, well, we had our fun, Ruin Raider. The fun ended. Too bad. Okay, so do I bake something into Pie now? Do I try and save this, or just want to, like, use my mana and get things a bit more clear in the air? Bluey, So, Hanged Executioner out exiled. The opponent can bring back Tibalt with this Elspeth Conqueror's Death. I'm going to say Baked into a Pie. I think it's just going to be better later. Okay, so I don't have any creatures in the graveyard for Taskmaster to get back. Let's go ahead and swing with Knight, Rebooter, and might as well be the token too. At this point, they can block with the Devil and take out the token anyway if they want to. Can't really work around that. This is all well and good. Okay, so this lets them take out Freebooter, but I actually don't care about them having Theater of Horrors, because I get to have Lovestruck Beast now, because they targeted something else with the token. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So now we get to jam Lovestruck. And I guess if I play Taskmaster, I'm kind of in trouble against specifically like a Wrath effect. Or Taskmaster could be really good post-Wrath, but I think it seems far-fetched to think their last card is a Wrath, or they're about to draw one right now. Nope. Okay, great. 5 wins! Black Beam! Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. GG! Alright, so now we get to build another cube from scratch. Y'all get to see that. We got gems! I got some old historic cards that I didn't have many copies of yet. Fun, fun, fun. Jumping right back in. Let's see what we got. Probably the last one of the day for me here. Okay, so Venerated Loxodon is one of the few good white aggro cards that might make it actually worthwhile to play white aggro. Ajani Strength of Pride also pretty good. Planeswalker is just generally very good in cubes. Adonto Vanguard also seems very impressive. Like, a lot of the mono-white cards that are in Standard right now are pretty bad. Adonto Vanguard was much better than all the white 2-drops that are in Standard now. Militia Bugler's not terrible if you can put together enough cards. Alright, maybe we end up doing White Weenie. Probably not, but I'm interested in some of these cards. Elspeth Conqueror's Death is just great, obviously. It does everything you want in cube. It's card advantage. It's very flexible removal. Curious Obsession is very cute. Super inconsistent, though, when you don't have a lot of cheap things to put it on. Card is much better on turn 2 than most of the cards of the game. We do have Dungeon Geist is pretty good. Sai is pretty intriguing. Something to think about if we have a bunch of artifacts. Let's actually check out our artifacts real quick, just to see if I should be thinking about Sai. We got Karn, which doesn't really work with Sai. We got Steel Overseer, Clockwork Servant. We had Voltaic Servant for some reason. It's good exactly with Traxos, I guess. So we could put together a little artifact package. It's a possibility. A lot of possibilities in this cube. The Magnifying Glass minus. Ah, thank you. All right, I was wondering what button I was supposed to be, and that's the button. Thank you. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Much appreciated, FinTech. All right, so yeah, so maybe we actually do some fun little artifact package. As you saw in those games, there's a lot of removal in this cube. It's hard to get stuff like that going consistently. All right, okay, the blue, we have a lot of the great blue bombs here. Embolus's Clutches is not amazing, because it's you can actually remove it and get your thing back, but it's pretty good. Agent of Treachery is amazing. Stealing stuff in a way that makes it not easy to steal back is great. Against the endgame is very good. All right, very likely to play blue. This blue is very strong. Black, we've got Crypt Breaker, which is pretty decent. We've got Cast Down, some of the best removal in the cube. Elspeth's Nightmare. Impressive when it works. Impressive when it works. Sword Point Diplomacy. Well, I didn't know this was here. We're not playing it. Ooh, Jasu Vest. I like this. I like this. The body is a pretty reasonable size at 4. Incredible late game bomb if we end up ramping a bunch, but 10 mana is a lot. Ooh, we got Drakuseth. I'm still learning what some of the cards are in this cube because I haven't seen some of them before. I haven't played enough cubes yet. I have seen all the cards before at some point, just haven't seen them in this cube. Drakuseth is neat. Rekindling Phoenix again. Maybe this is finally the time we play red. We got Ferocidon, Phoenix, Sect Giant, a Crone War, Cav of Flame. Maybe. Season of Growth. This probably isn't great. But maybe if you have enough fight spells. Mantle of Wolf. This card is quite good. I think this card is like actually pretty close to being standard playable, at least if we were in a normal standard format instead of Uro the format or Tef the format. Be interested to see what this does after rotation. Vivian Arco Ranger is very strong. Tendershoot Dryad is pretty good too. All right, the green is looking really nice here. Really nice. Seraph of the Scales is pretty cool if we end up in that specific color combination. A lot of lands. So we might end up being something slightly more colorful, and that's all. So very little gold, but a lot of lands. Yeah, so something in the blue-black, blue-green zone. I don't think there actually is enough strong black to be more than a splash. Let's line up the lands first and just see where the lands are taking us. We've got a couple of black-green lands. Blue-green, blue-black. So if we do end up in blue-green, a black splash would be almost free. I think we have a strong enough pool that I don't really need to think too much about playing all these artifacts. Hard to imagine me ever playing a deck without Karn in it, given that I have a Karn in the pool, so let's get Karn in there. Hey, thanks for the follows. RL Birdside, Robert Sucks, Squid Dynamite. Thank you all. Yeah, Tendershoot's great, so we're going to go Mantle, Vivian, Goreclaw. Works with Thorn Mammoth, Keeper of Fables, and technically Wayward Swordtooth, although that particular synergy is not that likely to work out. Arasta might be pretty good too. It's a card that I'm used to passing over in Standard, but in this format it might be fine. Ah, that art is much more disgusting than I realized. Alright. Yeesh. Okay. So I don't think there's anything great in white that feels splashable, but I'm very interested in like a blue-green base with this pool. A little heavy on the top end. We got to be careful about that. We might actually have to cut like a really good 6-drop at some point because you can't afford to just play infinite expensive cards. Is Siren Stormtamer card I'm supposed to play on like a normal deck? Leaving mana open is not the easiest thing to do. It's at least like I'll put it in the initial pool of things to look at. Negate seems pretty alright. Hypnotic Sprite might be okay. Serenity Singer, I don't think the format's aggressive enough for that. Exclusion Mage is playable. Doesn't look like we're going to be a good side deck. Delirios is like generically kind of playable. Winged Words is okay. Grix is okay. So I'm just like putting all the stuff in here that we might play. Although a lot of it I feel like is not going to end up being strong enough to quite make the cut. This deck feels awkward though. The thing is there's basically no ramp in green. There's in fact actually no ramp in green. We have no ramp cards at all. Which means that like actually playing 7-drops is not guaranteed by any means. So something I'm always worried of in cubes, I don't want to just be playing like a derpy blue-green deck that can't kill anything and just dies to the first thing the opponent does. If it's playing a lot of generically powerful cards, it's like an easy trap to fall into. Yeah, Swordtooth is ramp if you've drawn a lot of lands, but the point is that if we want to play a deck that's reliably casting these 7-drops, we probably need to be on 18 lands at least. Yeah, but the white might be stronger than the green. Let's see if we go back and look at the white. So maybe we actually go in a more aggressive direction. I think like a white-blue, just like a white-blue weenie tempo deck feels like it could actually be pretty strong here with Curious Obsession. Like Time Wipe, Shadow of the Sky, Cellar Wreckage don't really go well in this, but there are a lot of good cheap creatures. Heliod actually seems pretty good in this pool. Interesting. Yeah, all the colors have some strength in this pool. I think the green's actually pretty weak now that I'm looking at it again. Yeah, red aggro looks okay here. The problem is I don't think any of the other colors support it that well. We could go blue-red. We have one blue-red land. Would blue-red be better than blue-white? Need access to some cheap stuff. Lightning Strike, Pyromancer, Ruin Blaster's cute, Ferocidon, Phoenix, Tech Giant. Huh. Let's try a blue-white build and see how that looks actually. Don't know all these weenies I'm putting in are actually playable, but we're just going to kind of add them all to the pool, see where we end up with that. Starfield Mystic, not really very good. I don't think. Yeah, the trouble is like the strongest blue cards we have are very expensive blue cards. Like I can't see really playing much of this in the blue-white version of this deck. Boros Aggro also seems kind of okay. I don't think we have the lands for it is the problem. I really playing a like pure just white-red mana base has to just hit the white and red lands is awkward. But we do have a lot of one drops actually. Okay, you know what? Let's forget the blue cards. We're gonna try an all-out aggro build. This is not the kind of thing I usually do, but given that I don't do it in construction, this is an interesting time to try doing it in a different format. Let's just build white-red and run people over if we can. I suspect we're not going to be able to because there are a lot of good anti-aggro tools in this format, but we're going to try something a little bit aggressive. Triple red is not going to be part of that, though. Starfield Mystic. We do have the Akroan War. That's a nice one to make cheap, but it's not that nice. Okay. Oh, actually, all right, so let's add some lands real quick so I actually have a realistic look at what the mana counts are going to look like. Looks like it's probably a 9-8 split here, or 8-8 with Forgotten Cave. Still don't think we're supposed to be on 16 lands, given the mana costs of some of the most expensive stuff. 42 cards. Curve looks like this. Dark Dweller Oracle. We are not a deck that's making a lot of tokens. Not in love with Dark Dweller Oracle as a card. Karn is just great generically, but doesn't really affect the board. Let's see Karn going. We don't have any other artifacts really. Let's cut a Karn. And then we cut maybe Sunwing. It's like a 2/3 flyer for 3. But the ability actually matters here. So all right, let's cut the Oracle. We'll try running it like this. Yeah, so I could do white blue control, kind of. I think the white blue control deck would be pretty reasonable, but I want to try like the most aggressive deck I can here. See how it works out. Yeah, Summoning's ability is great for aggro. Alright, we'll try this. We'll try this. I don't know why there's a Gruul Spellbreaker on it. Let's make who's gonna be the mascot. We'll make Venerated Loxodon the mascot. Or I like, as far as like mascots go, I like the mascot being like the card you most want to draw every game. It's definitely Venerated Loxodon. I will note that I don't think the mana in this deck is going to be consistent enough for us to be a really strong cube aggro deck, but we'll try it. And if it's like totally trash after like a game or two, we may go back to something like the white blue control build. All right, West 24. All right, we have our colors. We have a curve. Forgotten Cave is a little bit of a in this hand, but so it goes. Let's hope our opponent has a real slow draw here. Hey, thanks for the follows. I missed a few people. Flaffle, Astro Smasher, Rap Game Anti-Mage, Dastardly Berber. Thank you all. Okay, hitting a land is good for Ruin Blaster. Ruin Blaster looking like a 2-1 haste in this hand. Thanks for the follow, the Zillid Zero. Alright, Rupture Spire's a good sign, I guess. Rekindling Phoenix is a good card. I like that one. Yep, not much thinking yet here. Just pounding right in. One of the things that's really troubling about aggro in this format is that there's this card, for example. Good lord. One of the troubling things about aggro in this format is that there are just so many wraths. Like, it's kind of crazy how many wraths there are in the format here. And what that means is that aggro decks just like randomly get hosed a pretty high fraction of the time. I do like that all the 4-drops in my hand are good. But our opponent's hand probably also has a lot of... Wow, alright, we drew all five of the things that can cost 4 this game, I think. Alright, what am I starting with here? Can't do that much interesting stuff with the Aggro War yet. Do I just kill one of their lands? I think I just kill one of their lands this turn, honestly. Do I? I could play Rekindling Phoenix and just start getting in there. Rekindling Phoenix is really nice. Oof, yeah, there's so many good generic stats. I like Ruin Blaster, I think. Just cutting my opponent off mana. It's probably not right, is it? It's probably just Phoenix. Right. Going Phoenix here. Yep, so we got a total of 3 damage before our opponent's 3-drop shut down everyone in True Drop in our deck. Oh, problematic. Alright, so our opponent's attacking with Josuves. They might have a removal spell, take out the egg. If we block here, so we're just going to say no to that. You can hit us if you want to. Yeah, Rona Chicken, they only did play... I mean, they missed the land drop when they played the Dryads. They didn't have anything extra that turn. So blowing up lands is nice. The problem is, I would like to actually be blowing up our opponent's lands when I have, like, cards that do things on board. If I just blow up a land and that's my whole turn, that's, like, kind of resoundingly unimpressive. Loxodon's nice. I like Loxodon. Alright, so let's, we'll shoot the land now in case they have a spell that could affect combat. Wow, playing kicker spells is not a thing I'm used to on Arena either. Been a long time since Dawn drafts for me. And we're just going to kill the untapped land here. The Spire technically makes all colors of mana, but I don't anticipate our opponent losing Dry to the Elysian Grove anytime soon. So we're just going to kill the thing that can make mana this turn in case it's relevant. Swing with Phoenix. Our opponent actually is hitting us for a good amount of damage in the backswing with Josuves and Ephemia, so we got to be a little careful about that. But if we're trading hits, I'm hoping that a Crow and War can finish them off. Ouch! Well then, that was a good... You see, that's the kind of card, that card is like a mythic, but a person is like 1 in 7 chance of having in their pool or something. You see, aggro, I think, is just not generally where you want to be in this format. Wow. Alright, opponent has decided to just get really aggressive, and it might work. I mean, we're going to Crow and War them, so it probably isn't going to actually work, but... Yeah, that's terrifying. Hopefully a Crow and War can get us there. Hopefully. Yep, a Dodo player. I knew they had something. Shivan Fire is kind of clean. Alright, so we're going to steal Josuves. Our opponent's going to be forced to attack. At some point, I'm hoping that like whatever they have isn't going to stop us quite here. We'll see. We will see. Ouch. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, I'm off this deck so hard. I'm off this deck so hard. Why did I do this to myself? God, thank you for the follow, Jayhawk. We're trying white-red aggro, and it was a bad idea, and I regret everything. I have every regret that one could have. Alright, opponent's got 10 power. I think my goal is just to try hitting the Phoenix twice and hope that works. Given that that is my plan, I should probably be, Yeah, let's see. They get to hit me with Josuves. I go to 6, double blocking. Yikes. Huh. Oh, wow, this is awkward. Alright, I'm not actually dead because I can use Shivan Fire plus a Danto Vanguard in a pinch to like shut down just enough of my opponent's stuff. If I just play Tectonic Giant and my opponent has a removal spell, I just die, I think. They kill the token, they hit with Josu Vest, it's me for 4. Yeah, the other stuff gets around me. Alright. Okay, so the question is, do I try playing around a removal spell, or do I play a creature that makes it more likely to win against like another creature of my opponent's? Like Tectonic Giant, I'm going to assume they can't kill Phoenix and they're not going to have another flying blocker so I can get through Ephemia. So I'm just going to try and play... Not to lose here, this might be wrong. Hard to tell, they could have just about anything in their hand. So we're going to try and save Shivan for the flyer. Lets me make some blocks. Still might work. It still might work. If they don't attack with Ephemia, that's a very good sign. If they do attack with Ephemia, that is not a good sign. Okay, so we're now forced to make blocks and then fire off the Shivan Fire. Old school, probably not actually. I'm just having a little too much fun with Cube here. Oof! Of all the random stuff. Of all the random stuff. Ouch. So that, mind you, was an opponent who did not have a... I mean, they had Finale of Eternity, which was obviously pretty strong. But, like, more to the point, they played a 2-4 on turn 3 and it brickwalled my whole deck. I'll try one more game with this. But that was a great example of why playing like red-based aggro in this cube feels like a fool's errand. It just gets shut down by so much random stuff. Okay, we're on the draw again. I also hate being the kind of deck where I'm like, oh no, we're on the draw. Like, Team Clover's win percentage is about the same play draw. Playing decks where that's not the case makes me uncomfortable. I think I have to keep this. It's got colors, it's got something resembling a curve. Also stuff like Lyra, Dukester makes a good point. Banner at least being able to get in for a little extra damage is cool. Alright, Rampaging Ferocidon's also pretty cool. Ferocidon is a card that would have been... Okay. Well, we can't let our opponent ever get 5 cards in their graveyard. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Alright. Well, we tried attacking our opponent, but their life total is higher than when they started the game here, so that part's not been going well. That part's not been going very well. We got him back down to 20. This is where they cast, like, bake into a pie, right? Oh, Chart a Course. Great. That's gonna get Uro back post-haste. they don't play anything good before that, I guess we can steal Uro, which is something. We can also exile it with Hanged Executioner and only spend 7 mana and a card on that endeavor. Okay, drawing cards like crazy, but we can handle that. Let's jam the Executioner, I suppose. Look at the attack in first. Why not? Well, drawing cards is, I mean, it's probably good for them. The problem is there are just so many Wraths in this format. Alright, so we're going to take 2 off our Froston, but that's fine. Like, if they have a spell that deals with all our stuff, and they probably have something in their deck somewhere that's pretty good against us, they're gonna find it. Or they could just play, like, Thorn Mammoth this turn. Alright, Paradise Druid's fine. Do love Rampaging Ferocity. This card, perfectly good mid-range. Like, I think aggressive mid-range decks might be fine. You just need to be able to, like, do powerful stuff. Oof. Alright, that's actually not so bad. Like, it's actually completely fine that that happened. We have, some pretty reasonable ways to get damage through. Yeah, it's actually a totally fine turn. We get to attack with everything thanks to Cavalry Drillmaster coming through and being a beast. Well, the question is, like, I can pump up the Banneret and attack and threaten to punch through the Paradise Druid and get them wolves, but then they get wolves. But then they take 2. I think I'm okay with them getting wolves here. Pump Banneret. We also get to Mentor, which is nice. I could pump Banneret now and then Mentor the Ferocidon. I think I want to put on the flyer here. Spread the counters around a little bit more against potential removal spells. Cool, opponent does not block. Gonna go ahead and pump Banneret. They can't gain life right now. Alright, I actually think we're probably gonna win this one, despite the Euros and everything. That was a good curve. That was like playing several spells and like using mana on stuff that wasn't just every 4-drop in our deck. Now I'm suddenly feeling very optimistic again, of course. Amexlander, I actually did try. Crow and War was one of the original Theros cards I tried in the Wishboard way back when. And it was like, I mean, a very different format, obviously. It was like fine. Like, it was nice to have the temporary control effect. That was like kind of a powerful thing. Because usually if you're like in a situation where you're wishing for a control effect, your opponent's not going to live for long enough to get it back. I think it could be plausible. The problem is it was just never like, it just felt like it was never like, I need this card very badly or I'm going to like, this is the card that's going to win me the game. It was like, oh, this is fine. It kind of hurts that the same stuff that kills Clover generally kills a Crow in War too. And then it gets bounced by Tef and all that. Okay, Domri comes in hard. But our opponent's just dead to these flyers. So I guess, yeah, and they were dead to Lightning Strike. Yay, white-red, best deck, best deck. We're going to keep playing it. Whew. Old school, Clovers, matchups in the format. I feel like Reclamation's just straight up the worst matchup you have. It's quite bad. Don't like it. We'll go worst to best. Sultai with Cavaliers seems like a negative. I mean, there are a lot of different Sultai builds, even if you put in Cavaliers, but in general, I feel like you're behind in the Sultai matchup. I feel like Rakdos with Kroxa you're also behind. Kroxa is particularly good against you. It's just really hard to interact with in a way that isn't super loss-inducing for you. Well, we got Venerated Loxodon. We need to draw something, but if we do draw anything, Venerated Loxodon coming down on turn 3 is good. I think Bant you're somewhat ahead against. Feels like you also are, like, you're very ahead against Blue-White, obviously. Mon-Red you're very ahead against. I think regular Rakdos you're about even with. Like, regular just like Cats, Reapers, but no Kroxas. It feels bad to play it, but I think if you get used to the matchup and you just focus on keeping Priest off the board and assembling Beanstalk Giant plus Shadow Spear, you'll be fine. Matchup against Blue-White Blink is very good. The matchup against Fires, I think, is pretty positive, in my experience. Simic Ramp, I assume, is pretty good. Alright, so we're 1-1, not the most impressive thing here, but we have Lightning Strike and Shivan Fire we can clear out. Blocker's pretty okay. If everyone decides to Banishing Light or Hunted Witness, I count that as a win for me. Yep, you don't have to tell me, Q. You don't have to tell me. Quiddenly. And thanks for follows. I think I missed a few people here. Thank you, Goonchi, as well as Blue Russian and Mr. Tun. Good to have you here. Hey! Hey, it's Beanstalk Giant. Hi. Am I supposed to just lightning strike my opponent in the face? I don't think so. Very tempting, but I don't think that's right. Wow, alright, so our draw has just been... We've just drawn the very bad cards for several turns in a row, so we're probably going to lose. But I think we'll at least... That last one was impressive. I think we'll play out the rest of the league with this one. And it'll be like at least an object lesson about why you don't play red-based aggro here. Jade Light Ranger, okay. Well, I guess I'm going to Shiv and Fire that one before it can grow. The ability happens both times in sequence, so I don't get to see... I'm just going to do it now. Be a little lazy, just kill it. Go away. I wonder if my opponent's white-green deck is going to play big creatures and have ways to gain life. Yeah, Organic Chicken, you can't respond between them. Yep. Old School Jedi, thank you for the follow. Alright, opponent's doing the hover dance. Are they deciding whether they want to spend removal on, like, a Hunted Witness? Okay, well, now... This would have been so good last turn. Oh, man. Alright, I could just play the Loxodon. It's a 4/4. I think I would rather have the flyers be big, though. I think I'm just going to attack with Hunted Witness, play Executioner, try and make some big flyers that can get over Beanstalk Giant. I know, Achenar. I don't know. I don't know why we couldn't do that. I guess the fun thing is if our opponent doesn't kill anything, we draw a mountain, we can go Tectonic Giant into Venerated Loxodon, just vomit our whole hand onto the board. And if our opponent caskets the Executioner, we even achieved a card advantage. Thanks for the follow, Max Dorks BL. Ouch! Did I mention that aggro is bad in this format? Have I mentioned that aggro is a little bit disappointingly underpowered in this format? Opponent's like, darn, I missed my land drop. I'm just gonna make 3 2/2s. Nice 1/1s, Aaron. Nice 1/1s. Alright, so we get to do this. Opponent can still casket something, but I guess I can attack through their 2/2s. Lightning Strike might let me get off a 2-for-1 if they double block. So we just have to hope that none of the other 5 cards in their hand are particularly good. Complain, 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 complain. Complain. But just rubbing in how many different options they have. Their name is even Opti to rub in how many options they have. Hi there, Pitcast. Good to see you. Hey, thanks for the follow, Just a Fish. And Agent, thank you for the subscription. That's wonderful. I think the music isn't really working on my stream right now, but I hear beautiful music whenever someone subscribes. In my head and in my heart. Alright, Hanged Executioner has been dealt with. I don't really have any ways to kill this. It's nice to get Hanged Executioner back, but I can't. So that's too bad. First, Irrowan Games. Alright. Well, the good news about first to road games is it gives me a good target for Lightning Strike. Whatever they're going to put counters on, I can kill. So I'll wait to do that, I suppose. And Adonto Vanguard is going to kind of give him the business here, which is cool. Well, it's going to give him the business until his Glass Casket, that is, next turn is when that's going to happen. All right, let's... So what do I pump here? How much do I mind the opponent double blocking with 2/2s the Loxodon? I don't think I mind that much. Thanks for the follow, Mr. Swiss. Old school Jedi, that's a too long a conversation for this stream, unfortunately. Yeah, Drunken Vike, I kind of am with you there. Kind of am with you. Alright, Hunted Witness. Yeah, I'm okay trading off Loxodon for some 2/2s if they want to do that. And then try and make sure that all my attackers are like not profitable for them to interact with. Yeah, it's an argument too, Viper. I think it's feels like a tricky choice. Like I think we actually do have to win on board. I don't think we're gonna be able to get over them with just combat here. With just this one flyer. So opponents thinking about blocking the 1/1, they notice I have a Cavalry Drill Master in play. They do it anyway, that's fine. Wow. They took a lot of damage for that. Kind of into it. So you got a 7, huh. Now I wonder if I'm even supposed to Lightning Strike whatever gets these counters, or if I'm just supposed to like strike my opponent and have them dead in the air in 2. That's tricky. Nah, I'm supposed to strike whatever gets these counters, right? Like, opponent having a 5/5 just bricks everything I have. This. If they have God's Willing, so be it. You get even Giant Growth. Giant Growth's in this cube. Nope. Cool. Alright. That's nice. That's nice. Ace of Swords. Favorite ice cream flavor? As much chocolate as dense a mix of chocolate flavors as you can stuff into a cone, pretty much, is the answer to that. Just put brownies in it, whatever. Just give me as much chocolate sensation as I can possibly enjoy per bite. Yep, Ashnar, that's definitely a good point. That no block really surprised me. I mean, I don't know what's in their hand, so it could be completely reasonable, but if they casket this turn, the odds they can also play out a 4-power thing are not super high. Adonto Vanguard was too beautiful for this world by Adonto Vanguard. Tectonic Giant being a source of direct damage is nice. Basically, almost all our draws are pretty live right now, except for like Phoenix and Plains. Also, with Conqueror's Death would be very good. Rampaging Ferocidon would be very good. Golden Egg. Alright, well that's life gain, which is not my favorite thing, but could be worse. More to the point, the opponent's not drawing cards off the first row in games, which I like to see. Alright, so it's the one red source I didn't really want to see. Let's attack first and see what they do with that before we decide what we're doing with the Forgotten Caves and the Giant here. Pretty much 100% sure we just play it, since we can't play a red card we draw anyway, and it turns on more cards we could draw here. Ace of Swords, you're memeing too hard for me, I don't understand. Okay. Sure. Do they actually have Giant Growth? Oh, Thrash, I see. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Well, technically I'm dead to these attacks. I'm gonna go ahead and just play the caves. And pass. There is. I don't think there's a fog in this cube next for XBL. Yeah, I'm almost certain there's not. Yeah, Alpha Century might be a bad one to include. I think it's. Still feel like it's all right. Oh, that's great. We had a Temple of Tilt, and our opponent has their own Temple of Tilt. No Beanstalk Giant for you. Yeah. I mean, they probably have something that keeps them alive, but I do like that this is not coming down right now. Makes me happy. Yeah, there's Settle, which is the closest thing you can get to a fog. Oh boy. Alright, are we just chumping with this mana creature? Sick. Alright, we're chumping with the mana creature. Maybe. I guess they have the egg they can crack. Ooh. Oh boy. Alright. So I want to Goblin Ruin Blaster this Temple of Enlightenment, obviously. That's really fun. Actually, yeah, that works. That works. They can block the Ruin Blaster. They still have to block even if they crack the egg. So we're definitely just jamming this because it turns off Beanstalk Giant. Also, they put a card on top. Basically, they did not top a land there. The egg does gain them life. Cracks for 3 life just like a food token. Oh no, wait, they have first their own games going off, which means they do get to play the giant. Huh. It seems very unlikely that they're splashing blue. I think this is just like a scry land for them. I think I'm just targeting the Grove here. They have an instant? Okay, the egg is up. They always have a priority to crack the egg. Cool. Alright. Should have noticed the Aron games there. Hard to tell what the right play is. Ah, WWW, that's a good point, actually. That is a good point. Yeah, Ace of Swords, you are correct that they do get a gold token. Oh, alright. Opponent miscounted. I'll take it. And thanks for the follows, Helen Prox. Alright, I'll take it. That was, whew. That was some rough stuff. But let's roll it back. I'm going to keep Forgotten Caves in for now. They may have just been over at Ace of Swords. That's quite possible. All right. We're on the play. We're on the play. We got a 1-drop and a 2-drop, and we're on the play. Oh, yeah. TME 321, you're quite right. You're quite right. All right. Am I doing Drill Master now just to get the extra 2 in? No, I like getting the flyer down now. Let's poke in here. I assume Disfigure's in this cube. I know Deadweight is, but I assume they would also put in Disfigure. Wow, that's a pretty good defensive card, opponent. Pretty good defensive card you've got there. All right, Forgotten Cave works fine here. Let's jam the cave. Always got to make sure we don't cycle it accidentally. Drill, baby, drill. It is a tilt that Forgotten Cave wasn't a Plains, because I would like to be able to cast a Johnny at some point, but I think I'm feeling okay about how the game's going so far. Problem is that black-green decks are absolutely the best color combination to thrash what we're doing here. Case in point, we've got Dryad. Although a fun thing about Dryad is that I can steal Dryad and use Dryad to cast a Johnny, because it's going to give me white mana. That's funny. Am I doing that? I think I'm doing that just because I want to keep attacking here. Also, Timurette attacking into this. Yeah, we're just jamming. We're going to jam as hard as we can and hope it works. Opponent can trade Timuret. Sure. Sure thing. Okay, Beanstalk Giant. If Dryad was bad luck, Beanstalk Giant is good luck. Crow and War getting destroyed would be very bad luck, so it's obviously not going to happen because we don't deserve that. First row in games, more good luck. You love to see it. Don't care about this 1-1 right now. Huh. Oh, God, I can't play that one either. Right. So... we just jam. Interesting. They're trading with red cap, which means they don't get to put counters on something. Sure. Actually, that attack with red cap was very bad. I should not have done... oh, no, they were going to get 3 counters on it. This at least forces them to have the 7th land for Beanstalk next turn. And if they play Beanstalk and then I draw a Plains for Elspeth Conquers Death... okay, I'm seeing a lot of things that don't stop a Remorseful Cleric, which is very good news. Clock is ticking. Hanged Executioner is pretty good. I'll take that one. Okay. So, yeah, we're just going to make another Johnny's Pridemate, I think. And then, jam Executioner Banneret, and just have a good old attacking force here. Banneret can mentor onto the flyers, which is nice. One is pretty close to dead. Midnight Reaper is a dangerous thing for them to have around. First row in game's not giving any cards to them. Woo! White-red aggro! Organic Chicken, we did win the last game. We did win the last game. Alright, deck's clearly perfect, so we're just going to keep going. I mean, Achenar, to be fair, I still don't like aggro and sealed very much. I do think you have to respect it. But I don't love it. Yeah. That part's true, TME. Alright, this hand is, alright, this is a good, like, Cycle Forgotten hand. Cave on turn 1 hand. I like that. Obviously, it's not the best Loxodon hand, but we got time to draw out of that. Okay, here's my 2-1. Ooh, Boros Mirror? Looks like Boros Mirror. Alright. I don't think there are any super scary flash creatures they could have, so let's just beat down a little bit. And Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. Hey! Hit something. Yeah, Drunken Vike. Not surprised at all. Organic Chicken, we were on the play in that last game. Okay, Imperial Aerosaur. Alright, so I guess we're just gonna go ahead and... wow. Venerated Loxodon's a good card, everybody. Venerated Loxodon is a heck of a magic card. Hoping our opponent's not playing Raths here. Card is messed up. More to the point, though, we have successfully, gotten a good board against somebody whose first play was a turn 4 Imperial Aerosaur. So not super celebrating just yet, but I love the mentor synergy we have here with Stalwart letting Redcap attack. That's very good. Heliod, wow. Heliod's almost a creature. I could play it and then play Remorseful Cleric next turn. But the opponent could also just trade with one of my white creatures if I... Oh, actually, that's just a Crone War. This is actually really easy. I'll take that, thanks. Let's just kill them. A Crone War is pretty good. Bloodshot, I don't understand the question. All right, that was very easy. Ah, I see. Yes. No, the cards you get at the end of the cube event don't have anything to do with what you open in the packs. All right. This I am gonna mulligan. It's just too bad if I don't get red. This is fine though. What am I putting back? All right. Anticipating that we're going to be playing a more grindy game here, I think I just put back Shivan Fire. It doesn't have a lot of great targets in the cube. My plan here is that we're just going to try and play a more controlling game. I hope that Elspeth Conqueror's Death is powerful enough to effectuate that. Dawn to Vanguard's real good, though. It's the best 2-drop in our deck. Gotta remember that Dawn to Vanguard is going to give us priority forever. Achenar, yeah, Cube is pretty much always a Phantom event. I'm trying to think. I think as like a gimmick at like some of the Pro Tours and stuff, they maybe have had Cube drafts that weren't Phantom, but I'm not even sure about that. All right, Oathsworn Knight is an extremely effective counter to Dawn to Vanguard, so that's something. Pretty sure we just go Bugling here. Ouch. All right. Well, Heliod being a 5/5 hurts there. Good news is the Oathsworn Knight matches up pretty poorly into a Dawn to Vanguard. Tied for worst bugler ever with many, many, many other buglers. But we're at least in a place where lands are good and most of our spells are pretty... Whoa, that's scary. That's scary. I don't like that. Wow, the Caves of Tilt. The Caves of Tilt, people. Are we ever going to cast Tectonic Giant in this deck? Yeah, I think Caves actually... I'm sort of back to like the feeling of Caves being pretty bad, actually. That's where I'm at now with Caves. Alright, at this point I don't care about the Oathsworn Knight actually hitting me. I'm just going to chomp down our opponent, hope that whatever they're doing involves playing blockers that will come to play tapped, rather than, say, Finale of Eternity. Elspeth's Nightmare, okay. Well, that's not good. It's going to take Elspeth Conqueror's Death, which is very thematic, but not great. But it could be worse. It could be worse. Knight of Malice, that's worse, all right. Why do I say anything? Why do I say anything? Okay, no blocks. Wow, that's the main deck counter right there. Could hit a land, and then... Yes, okay, that's good. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to make the Nightmare whiff. We're going to take out the Firemind Vessel for sure. This card scares the dickens out of me. Goodbye. And we could attack with Vanguard. I'm not sure I'm supposed to attack with... I don't have some pretty good attacks back. The question is basically whether I'm supposed to be using Vanguard to block Oathsworn Knight so that it shrinks to the point where Militia Bugler could deal with it. I think I'm just charging in. It is hexproof from white, which is not the same as protection from white, which is what our opponent's about to find out. Unfortunately for them. Sorry, opponent. Sorry that they decided to do that for a little while. Aye. What an ability. So we're not out of the woods yet, but I don't hate the position. All right. Nah. Now I don't think your blue-black deck is going to be able to deal me these last 6 points. I'm going to take that gamble. A Crone War? A Crone War immediately? Haunted Witness. That's a... Anybody want to clip that so I can watch it every day for a while to remind myself of what happens when I say things? I'd appreciate it. Thanks for the follows. Jolas, Bierverman, Foshoa. Foshoa, I get it. Foshoa, thank you for the follow. Ouch. Have I mentioned the Doom Whispers in this cube? It's a tough world out there. All right, we're on the play. This is a great hand. We're totally in this. Danto Vanguard going all the way. You heard it here first. They're totally not going to play a Dryad of the Elysian Grove on turn 3. Destiny Spinner. Well, that's pretty good, honestly. I don't love that, but it's manageable. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's cool. That's fine. That was puzzling. Oh, wow. All the 2/3s for 2. Ooh, yeah, we have had trouble drawing enough red mana here, huh? I don't think Mentor works on Adonto Vanguard. I'm pretty sure this, yeah, doesn't even trigger. But, still getting in some good beats. If we draw any land of any kind, we can Elspeth Conquers Death, whatever they play this turn. Thanks for the clip. Very good, y'all. Mantle of the Wolf. More like Mantle of the Woof. Oh, there's Elspeth Conquers Death, so I guess we get to comfit up here. Slowly getting rid of all the cards in my deck that aren't mountains. It's cool. Still can barely attack through this Taskmaster, which is kind of iffy. The use of Venerate locks it on, but there is hope. There's hope. And Elspeth Conquers Death means I can kind of just attack very freely here, because if stuff dies, I can get it back. Bigger and better than ever. Arbitrice, thanks for the follow. Everybody with the first Heroin games today. Sure. Sure thing. D2 Lava Runner. Right, this card. We haven't drawn this one yet. Really bad. It's so bad. Okay, so just you two, I think. There is still a good chance we just kill them with Rekindling Phoenix. Rekindling Phoenix is not the easiest card for decks of this kind to be blocking. Am I supposed to let Vanguard die? Maybe I'm supposed to just let Vanguard die so it can come back, but if I attack with 4 creatures next turn, let's just do this. Some chance our opponent just has a removal spell next turn anyway, and just get something back that will at least force them to hold off on it. Okay. So I have no way of killing this or doing anything to it in my deck because I'm Boros. That's not good either. I could really use a mountain exactly now. Would be great. A crow in war would also be acceptable. Failing that, I don't know. I really don't know. If I had Ardenvale Tactician. Ardenvale Tactician would be a pretty cool card. I don't. Alright, there's the mountain. We did ask for it, and we did receive it. I think we just jam all in here. We're at 12. I think we just say, I'm okay taking 10 damage here if my opponent has every Kindling Phoenix as an emergency blocker if need be. I'm just going to try and deal them the last points of damage that Phoenix can finish them off here. Going out with a bang either way. Also, if they don't block Vanguard, that makes Lightning Strike lethal, which is something. Daisy Pixel. Shh. None of that now. This is... Alright. Opponent taking the hits. Oh, do they have a spell in hand? They paused for some reason. Oh, God. Oh, no, there is Disfigure in the cube, chat. There is Disfigure in the cube. Still a winnable game, but it's much harder now. Much harder now. Wow. Well, we went out the way that I kind of expect us to go out. And not as early as I expect us to go out. Losing to black-green. Could still hit the Lightning Strike, could still hit the first hero in games, could hit Cavalry Drill Master. That's a card. Yeah, I was kind of impressed, Etchinar, and thank you for the follow, Miroters. Good to have you here. And even if we're kind of getting dunked into the ground here, this is still much more fun than what I have to do after the stream, which is doing my taxes. Certainly better than doing my taxes. I actually kind of like doing my taxes. It's like very satisfying to like be finished with it. Oh yeah, tax stream, of course. Let's run a tax stream right after this. All right, opponent is pausing like someone who has many choices. They're not. This is not the pause of someone who knows they're dead because they're not dead. Pause of someone who knows they have several choices. Do it. Do it. Come on. All right. Do I block? Do I block? I block, any removal spell takes out the Phoenix. I don't block, I go to 2 life, which means that I have to block Bontu with 2 creatures. I basically have to kill them next turn. If they have a removal spell for Phoenix and it's an instant, they can just cast it and stop Phoenix from attacking this coming turn, which would also mean I had no outs. I think most of the removal in the cube is instant speed. Tough. Tough. No blocks. Heck with it. Grey Merchant of Asphodel is in the queue. That would be a pretty spectacular finish. Really wish we had Embercleave in this deck. That would make things feel a lot more playable. Thank you, We're Power, for the follow. Sorry I missed you. Tender Shoot Dried, okay. Not dead immediately. Very dead unless we draw one of a couple cards this turn. Hunted Witness. Not one, oh, well, huh. Nah, we can technically keep Phoenix back. Play Witness, no, okay, no, we're dead. We're dead. Bontu needs to be blocked by 2 creatures. We can hit him to 2 with Phoenix, but we are going to die to their attacks. So that's good games. Gary is definitely in the cube, yep. Thanks for the follow, Tyran. We are now dead. Good night to us. Goodbye, Boros. You did okay. Not an experiment I'm that likely to repeat, but you did okay. Some interesting games, at least. Hudauken, thank you for the follow. Pick up the gold, see what weird historic rares we didn't have yet. Slaughter the Strong. Yeah, sure. All right. So thanks everyone for watching. That's it as far as Cube Sealed stream goes for now. A lot of viewers, so it's something I'm pretty likely to do again because I just find it really fun and relaxing. And frankly, I'm a little tired of Standard right now. I just couldn't even think of a deck that I wanted to play for the MCQ this morning. I still like Deemer Clover, but it's not. It's the shine and the luster is worn off a little bit. But Arena Cube, oh boy, Arena Cube is a lot of fun. I anticipate playing more of this on stream at some point while it's live. So thanks all for coming and hanging out. Hope you all have a good night, day, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. Take care.